Dude,
So
this is awesome, man. I'm so excited, man. I can't thank you enough for, kind of I don't know, in the Bitcoin space we call it orange pilling somebody. I don't know what you guys call it in the flat earth space when
wait,
you
hold on
know.
a second. Let's start the show. Say this on the
Oh,
show.
okay.
All
I
right.
thought we were. I thought the show already started. All right.
Maybe it already did. Maybe I'll just leave all of this. All right, go ahead. So here we are. We've last time we did a show was when? Year?
Gosh, was that back in November? Yeah, it was a long
Yeah,
time
a
ago,
while
man.
ago. Yeah. So thanks. What's been going on? Tell me what's happening. I like your logo behind you.
Yeah, back in I got my crypto shows back up and running now, man. I just want to tell you thank you. I don't know what you guys call it in the crypto space we call it orange pilling somebody. I think in the political space we call it red pilling. I don't know what it maybe blue pilling or flat earth pilling or whatever you guys call it, but
It
since
depends
you
on
had me
it.
on the show.
It depends on the style. Sometimes we call it flat smacking, but it's the same thing. Blue pilling, red pilling, whatever you want to call it.
Yep, yep. So since you guys did that, man, I remember the first show we did. Not that I was ever like cared if I got any heat for it, but there were so many people in the chat and in my shows the next day and tagging me on social media. The Earth's not flat. The Earth's not flat. Over the last 6 months or a year, however long it's been, even yesterday, I was thinking the text yesterday. I got a message and I get these all the time of people like, bro, you were right. The Earth is flat, dude. Like, and he's like, or I don't know what the Earth is, but I know it's not round, man. You were on it.
Yeah.
He's like, people apologizing and being like, once you just give somebody a little bit, right? If they actually go and do their own research and start thinking it through, it becomes abundantly obvious. And then they're like complete opposite. They're like, I can't believe I ever thought it was round, you know?
We all have the same story. First, we laughed at it. Second, we made fun of people that brought it up. We refused to look. Then we looked. Then we're like, oh my god, it's not a globe. Flat is the answer. Flat. What is flat? No, there's hills and valleys and troughs and elevations. It's a topographical level, non-rotating plane. But people, the same thing happens. People get it. They scream at you. They act like a child having their ball taken away, and
Mhm.
then they wake up and then they apologize. They come back, and it's
Yeah.
absolutely amazing. Are you familiar with Anarchapulco, the conference in Acapulco?
No, I'm not.
So it's one of the biggest freedom conferences every year. It was this 10th anniversary, and they finally invited a flat earther, me. And there's 50 speakers, everybody. I mean, you probably know more than half of the speakers, and they're all anti-globers. They're all either full on flat or I don't know what it is, but it's not a globe. And
Yeah.
and the audience, you know, was 95+% flat. I was like, what the heck happened? I was kind of excited to go to a conference with 95% ballers so I can,
Yeah.
flat smack them as we were just talking about. So
It's
uh,
what is your wait, you're gonna want to finish that one? I didn't know
no,
if you were done
I was
there.
just gonna make a point. Like I said earlier, I said when you take a ball away from a baby, that's what happens, and then let that baby grow up, and this is what happens. People don't want to let go of their ball, and that it sounds funny, but it's true. It's really
Oh,
true.
it's so
The
true.
foundation of your life is built around a ball. Think how much is built on it. Your pride, the moon landings, right? Your,
Mhm.
the feats of technology, and then all of the movies, all of Star Wars, Star Trek, all of the movies that we all love. All of that is ripped away from you. It's actually not completely ripped away because it's changed. It becomes actually more reality, right? Because on a flat
Mhm.
Earth, extraterrestrials are way more possible and close than in a ridiculous heliocentric world. So, good. Sorry.
No, I think you're 100% right, and I kind of been having the same thing in the Bitcoin space with about currency, trying to convince people that the U.S. dollar is this giant Ponzi scheme. It's backed by absolutely nothing, and people argue and debate you on, and just it's like you're arguing for what if you're right, what are you arguing for though? Like, do you understand like you're arguing for a
Let
made
me
up make
let
believe dollar? Like,
I don't this we didn't come on to talk about crypto, but I want to talk about crypto for a couple of minutes. I want to ask you a question.
yeah, let's do
So,
it. Let's do it.
a lot of people say, Bitcoin was made by the CIA. Maybe it was. I don't know. We don't know. But so was the friggin' internet that we're using to spread truth on. And I think that
Yeah.
got out of control. So if Bitcoin was created to lead us into some digital currency or some CBDCs, which I don't think is the case, but it morphed into privacy coins. It morphed into a whole bunch of things, and the cat's out of the bag. And so people say, well, blockchain, it's not good. You know what's not good is fiat currency with the leaders of our world, the psychopath, satanic freaks that are sacrificing cows, on the Eclipse and all sorts of stuff. They're the ones that are controlling the fiat. They're the ones that inflate it. They're the ones that create it. They're the ones that do whatever they want with it. Where a cryptocurrency is set and everybody's in charge.
And think about it too, is it's Bitcoin's open source protocol, right? So it's been audited by the smartest minds in the world. We're talking about universities for the last 15 years, Harvard, Yale, MIT, like the smartest minds in the world have self-audited this thing. They've reviewed the code. There's nobody that's ever been able to hack it or break it or stop it or corrupt it. And for the first time in human history, whether the CIA created or whoever created it, doesn't matter. The fact is that it's out there and it's incorruptible. For the first time in human history, in the existence of all of mankind, you have this technology that is going to provide wealth and a store of value for you to protect your wealth from a corrupt, tyrannical government. And that goes for anybody. The CCP can use it. The CIA can use it. You can use it. I can use it. But that's what makes Bitcoin
Drug
Bitcoin.
traffickers can use it.
We have this thing
Anybody
that can't
can
be
use it.
corrupt. Absolutely.
They're
it's
like,
for everybody.
Yeah. They're like, drug traffickers are using it. No, drug traffickers are using fiat. I mean,
Oh, you'd be a moron to use Bitcoin to do your drug transactions. You'd be an absolute idiot.
Right. I mean, it's so stupid. But the whole thing on crypto is it's better than fiat. I mean, that's the minimum thing that you can say about it. And I say, and for those of you that are listening that don't know me and they're like, oh my God, he's having a friggin' flat earther on. Listen, listen for a little while. 3 Bitcoins for 1 globe proof. When I'm done, send Ryan 1 globe proof and I'll transfer you 3 Bitcoins. Make sure you send your receive address also. Okay. Yep. When you send that proof over, so we can just send it right over to you because we don't want any delay. Right. But you have to have
10 minutes, it'll be there.
1 proof of the globe. It's more like 20 minutes right now, right?
Yeah, that's how Dave got me on this show, right? That was the first thing he said to me. And I said, all right, dude, let's do it. I tell everybody that story. I go, man, this guy, I didn't believe it at first. And he goes, bring me on your show, have an open conversation with me, and you can ask me question after question. If you can just prove one proof that the earth is a ball, and I will send you $100,000. And it was actually 3 Bitcoin. I go, Bitcoin was like 33,000 at the time. So today,
now it's 210,000.
Technically, if I would have got that, I would have been loaded. And I sat there for 3 hours with this man, question after question after question. And you answered every one with detail. And by the end of it, I was like, I was just in awe. Like, I couldn't wake up to go tell more people about it the next day and have you on. I remember I was like, Dave, I want you on every week. And you're like, no, chill. Like, maybe not every week. It'll be too much.
Yeah, it'll definitely be too much. Here's the thing. Here's an analogy. I just came up with it. Saying that cryptocurrency is bad and evil and knowing nothing about it versus studying crypto, understanding what it is, what it can do, digging in how it works and all of that and fully understanding it, who has a better opinion? The person that just goes, oh, I heard something on the news and it said Bitcoin bad, right? I heard Sam Bankman-Fried, but whatever. It's all a scam. You don't know anything. And that's what the globe is, right? The people that defend the globe have no idea of their model. They don't know their circumference. They don't know the diameter. They don't know how fast it's spinning. They don't know what orbit speed it's going. They don't know how far the sun is. They don't know how they figured out how far the sun is. They don't know anything. And they defend the globe. One of the big arguments is, oh, what is everyone a liar? Everyone's a liar. I'm like, no, you're not a liar. And you're defending the globe. And you couldn't answer any of the questions I just asked you about your globe. I'm not even asking you about the flat earth. I'm asking you about your globe that you're defending. You got nothing. Because if you knew a tenth of what I know, what you now know about the globe, you'd be a flat earther, right? And when I say flat earther, some people get triggered by that. It's a weaponized word, and that's why I use it, right? It's like conspiracy theorist, right? It's weaponized. And the reason I use it is because it basically brings you right to the point of what I want to tell you. And the idea that the Earth is a globe is the dumbest thing. I had a great point. I just lost it. I use flat earther just because it gets your attention, and then you try to prove the globe, and that's where you fall flat on your face. Everyone does it. Every flat earther has the same story. If you look at at the app now. Look at my app, the friend finder. We're up to 143,000, almost 144,000.
Let's go.
When we were on, was it what were we like 80 or?
Yeah, you weren't even at 100 yet. It was like 89 or 90 something or something like that. It was
Yeah.
really so. And I want to add a little bit to that, Dave. You know, it's like people like, well, I don't trust the blockchain, right? I don't understand the algorithm or the code. But yeah, do you know the code that runs the traffic lights? So you just blindly drive through this traffic light at 55 miles per hour because you assume that the algorithm that controls that traffic light, you trust that, right? Do you know the person that built it? Do you know how that algorithm works? No, but you drive balls out 55 miles per hour right through that stoplight every day, and you trust that algorithm. Bitcoin
Yeah.
is very similar. Crypto is very similar, right? Like,
Right. I mean, people say it's like the gun rights thing, right? People are like guns are bad. Well, it depends on who's got the gun. It depends on what's
yes.
going on, right? And if you
Yep.
outlaw, if you not to get into a gun thing, but if you outlawed guns, the only people with guns will be the people that don't pay attention to the rules.
Yes, sir. 100%, my friend. 100%.
Oh my
It's like
God.
that sheriff that came on in Texas or in Florida
Yeah.
last week after the home invasion. He said, you know what? In Florida, we advise you shoot them. It'll actually save us taxpayers money. So if somebody breaks into your house, we actually encourage you to shoot them. In the last, like, since that press conference, like, home invasions are down by like 25 or 50% in Florida.
Nice.
Isn't that wild? Just
Nice.
one.
Very
Guns
nice.
help people. Yeah.
Very
But anyways, let's go. I'll let you go. I know you got this new app coming out. Tell me about it.
Well, it's not the new app. It's called the Flat
Or
Earth
update.
and Zodiac Clock app. You have my app, right? Do you have a
Oh,
you have a referral
lifetime
code?
membership, bro.
What's your referral
Yeah,
code?
yeah.
What's your
Oh,
referral?
Matta, I believe it should be Matta. We'll throw it up here on the screen. Let me
MATTA,
pull it
right?
up right here.
MATTA.
Yep. Yep.
All right. So if anyone's listening and you download the app, it's $3, right? There is a subscription that you don't need to get, but I hope you do get it. It's $11 a year, but 95% of the app is non-subscription required, right? If you want to just be down and dirty and learn about flat Earth, but if you want to, it's a $3 one-time charge. But if you want to go into some of the higher features that actually use data and cost a lot of money, it's $11 a year. And make sure you use Matta, MATTA, when it asks you if you have a code, and it just puts them on the leaderboard. So here's the top 100 people that are using the app, and that are referring the app. Kind of fun, and sometimes it wins you little prizes and stuff. But just a couple quick things. The app answers your frequently. The most important part is the frequently asked questions. Right? It's just loading because I just loaded it.
Yeah.
And here are, like every question that you have is literally answered here. And when you click one of these, it opens up a playlist of videos. All of those videos are censored. They won't show up in your YouTube feed. If you Google Flat Earth, 50 pages of propaganda, right? Google my name, just my name. Flat Earth videos will come up having nothing to do with me, right?
Flat Earth Society, folks. Pay attention. I have to remind people of that because they'll go and they'll be like, oh, I watched this video. And I go, was it by Flat Earth Society? They go, actually, it sounds really familiar. I think it was. I go, yes, that is the lie. That is the propaganda. That is the CIA trying to manipulate you into thinking that you're going to fall off the edge of a cliff. And that is not Flat Earth. You should really, I send them over to your channel. I try to get them to download the app. And they normally come back in a couple months and they're like, dude, you're right. That's what a guy just yesterday just told me. And we weren't even talking about Flat Earth or anything. We were having a conversation. The conversation was over. And at the end of it, he goes, oh, by the way, the Earth's flat. I totally believe you now. You're right. Blah, blah, blah. And I was like, oh, it's funny.
That's awesome. That's fantastic. That's happening all the time. It's happening more and more. As I was saying, when I went to Anarchapulco, I was blown away that literally my job is done. I mean, it's harder and harder for me to find shows that don't at least question the globe model. That most of the people that sign up for my shows, I ask a question: do you think the Earth is a globe, flat, or unsure? They're either flat or unsure, and that's it. So, and if you're unsure, you're halfway there. So what I was going to trying to be a little quicker on my thing, but the Flat Earth Society, when you Google Flat Earth, you end up with a disk floating in space. I mean, this is the Flat Earth. This is the balloon at 127,000 feet, right? The Earth isn't spinning 1,000 miles an hour below you, and when you Google Flat Earth, this is what they show you. This is what they want you to find. This is garbage. This is nonsense. Look, if you Google Flat Earth, you saw that, go, oh, stupid flat earthers, right? And then you're going to have all these different programmed information. Oh, well, it wouldn't work. Gravity would pull you towards the center. You'd have to lean over. That's all programming. None of that's true. because we don't look at gravity that way. So, um,
Uh,
just real quick on the app, new. I have right here this little star button. If you update your app, it's available now, and it brings you up featured full on flat earthers on different platforms, on X, on Twitter, on TikTok, and just if you're looking for new content, great stuff featured there. And these guys are all of them are fantastic. If you go there, you click one, you're going to be stuck. It's going to take you all day just to go through all of these amazing videos. And these guys add new stuff almost every day, if not multiple times a day. So, and this is stuff that you won't find by Googling. You just won't find it. Another thing I added was in the book section, we now have categories. So if I want to say, give me biblical. So I click biblical, and here are all of the books that are biblical-based flat Earth. Pretty cool, right?
Yep.
Old World.
Awesome.
Yeah, just so it makes stuff to find easier and support of the flat earthers and literally educate yourself. And then the other thing is the image search. Like if a lot of people, Dave, I need this image, I need that, or your presentation is great, but can you give it to me? I don't really have it like that, but this is the best way. Let's say you're talking to somebody about NASA, and you say, the founders are a bunch of an eclectic group of people. Like, what do you mean? Just type in founders. Right? Boom. And here is the founders of NASA. You got Ronald Hubbard, founder of Scientology. You got a cartoon film producers, Walt Disney, an ex-Nazi, Werner von Braun, an occultist, Jack Parsons, and the wickedest man in the world, Aleister Crowley. Those are the founders of NASA. Right? So when people are asking you stuff or when you're talking, you can find anything. If you want to talk about Southern flights, just type in Southern, just start typing in Southern, and here are all of the flights. Here's Hawaii right here. And all of these flights from Australia to all over America and Mexico, they're all north of Hawaii. Go look on a globe. They should never be north of Hawaii. Right? But on a flat Earth, they're north of Hawaii because the Earth is flat. So all different ways to pull up information. So especially for you, when you're looking for something, when you're talking to somebody, you can pull up an image. It's super powerful. And then the other thing, since we were on, we have video search now. You can just search. You're like, hey, I know what we do. We'll search for, if someone said, hey, where's your interview with Ryan Matta? I'm like, I don't know. I'd have to find it. So I'll just type in RYAN. Let's type Ryan. Let's see if that does it. Search and didn't come up. Look at that. Matt, how about Matta? M-A-T-A.
Yeah, let's give Matta.
Yeah. There it is. Boom. Matter of fact, there's
there it is.
There it is.
No shit.
It's so easy to find stuff. Like, hey, I heard Dave was on InfoWars. Bam, type in InfoWars, and there it is. So it's YouTube screwed up the algorithm in 2014, 15, 16. Flat Earth became the number one search term over Trump, over Britney Spears, over everything. And literally within days of it becoming number one, you know what they did? You remember?
What they removed the like button, they completely shadow banned it.
They removed the scoreboard. There used to be, you search something, how many hits, 330,000, results, right? Yep. 333. Yep. Now they're going to shoot me for saying that. I'm a shill. But they took down the scoreboard because they don't want people knowing, right? And also, the views on our videos, more people are watching them. I know when somebody clicks the notification of the daily video. Every day there's a daily video on it. Yep. I could see that 15,000 people clicked it in the first hour. Okay, I'll go to that video, and there's only 900 views. So you have to tell me that 15,000 people clicked the push notification that brought them to the app and didn't watch the video.
Bullshit. Yeah. Dave, they unsubscribed me from your channel. Like, I've never unsubscribed from anybody's YouTube ever. And like, just to know that, like, think about that, right? Like, you're trying to grow a business, you're trying to support a family, you're trying to do whatever you are trying to do as an American citizen, a free person in America. Yeah. And then there's this corporation who's not just, that's, in my personal opinion, that's no different than going into your business, reaching their hand in your till, and stealing money directly out of your money drawer. What YouTube is doing here is so beyond tyrannical. It's insane.
Yeah. All of my Owen Benjamin videos, all of my he became a flat earther live on the air over time. and there's so many compilation videos. They're all being removed by YouTube. They violate the terms of service. You object, you submit, and then you appeal, and then they say 10 minutes later, like, nope, we checked, and we're removing. They're removing all of them, but my algorithm will pick it up on another platform. All my stuff, by the way, blockchain is everything that goes on YouTube is immediately put on my blockchain server, flatearthdave.tv. And if it taken off of YouTube, when you search for it here, that one will replace it in the search results.
Dave, what about Rumble, man? Rumble's blowing up right now. It took me so long to like make that move over to Rumble, but like,
I'm on Rumble.
Why don't you start driving your people to Rumble instead of back to YouTube? This company hates you.
Well, here, I'll tell you why. And the answer is, first, I do every day. I put videos on Rumble, and YouTube, and they're all over the place. I'm everywhere. But the reason I'm on YouTube is because you go out to a normie. Like if you go to think about the entire world that uses YouTube, what percentage of them are flat earthers? Let's say 5%. Maybe it's even more. Maybe it's 10%. But what percentage of them are truthers? Very small amount. But on Rumble, what percentage of the people are truthers?
Oh, almost 100%. 80 or 90%, probably a lot.
So the thing that I do that's different than most flat earthers, or almost people are telling me every other flat earther, is I don't preach to the choir. I go on other shows. I go outside. I'd rather go on a show with 1,000 subs than on a flat earth show with 100,000 subs.
Yep, smart
man. Because it's reaching new people. This is about waking people up. This isn't about people following me. This isn't about people buying my app, although my app is the best way to learn, teach yourself, and show others
100%.
About flat earth. This is about waking up people, right? And for those of you freaking out, getting ready, to flip out on Ryan, why does flat earth matter? The tragedy that's going on in Gaza, and what's the red cow they're going to sacrifice? They're probably going to
the red heifer, man.
The red heifer.
I want to get into that.
Insane. Oh, you want to get one and sacrifice it?
No,
no.
I wanted to drive this conversation because I want to cut this part out and put it on my LFA show tomorrow. What are your thoughts? So can you show us right there in your app what's going to happen during this eclipse, and kind of give us a play-by-play of like what's going to happen on the 8th? Because I want to show LFA, like, we're new to the whole eclipse thing. Is the sun passing in front of the moon passing in front of the sun? Like, we are your eclipse, and I don't think people even know, is it the sun passes in front of the moon passes in front of the sun? Like,
nobody knows.
Nobody knows.
Yeah. So the point I was making with the craziness going on in the world, what difference does the shape make? That's how they got away with everything. Everything they get away with is because you're lost. You don't know who you are. You don't know where you are. You're spinning out of control. You're lost in space. You've lost your connection to creation. Okay. Now, people, I'm doing very well. I go on vacation for 4 weeks a year, and I make lots of money, and and I go to church, and okay, you're doing okay inside of the system, but there's more. Yeah. There's more, and you're missing the entire creation, right? You're missing
and
creation. Good.
And I want to add to that, because I started working, at the time of our conversations back then, I was working with Kyle Seraphin, Steve Brenn. These guys are FBI whistleblowers, retired or forced out FBI agents, right? And when I try to say like, oh, hey, the CIA is behind this, or this is a CIA job, or whatever, the number one thing that they tell me is they go, dude, like, there is not enough money in their budget to cover an operation like that. And I go, that is my point. If NASA is a front operation for the CIA, and these people basically have an unlimited black budget that nobody's auditing, nobody's inspecting, nobody's tracking, the amount of operations that they could carry out. And I don't know if it was me and you who were discussing this last time. Do you know how much of do you know what you can build an underground bunker for, as far as like space? And then if you talk about billions and billions of dollars, the type of, fortresses and networks and these underground caves and taverns that the CIA could potentially have right now.
Well,
it's astronomical. You could build, like, wasn't it like they could build the whole entire state of Hawaii over again for like $1 billion or $5 billion or something like that?
There's underground everything everywhere. I believe there's highways all across the world underneath the land, underneath the ocean. I mean, there's so much evidence of what's going on below us. And it's you're talking about the money. NASA isn't a front for the CIA. NASA is, in my opinion, is the World Intelligence Organization. They're the ones that literally are in charge of everything. Everything. They're in charge of everything. And they literally franchised their money laundering scam to other countries. It's the biggest money laundering scam. All
Wow,
of the
you're right.
music industry, from everything from iTunes to concerts to everything, all of the movie industry and all of the gaming industry added together is less than the space budget. And somebody said that you can add the NFL and the NBA in there also, and it's still less than space yearly. This is a massive laundering scheme. All right.
So where does Elon Musk come into that? How do you think that he fits into this? Is like, does he know they would have to tell him, right? He would have to at some point know that he's not sending rockets to fucking space. So he's either on the inside. Is that how he's able to get away with what he's able to get away with? Because he has so much dirt on these people on both sides of it.
I go back and forth on whether he's completely, totally mind controlled, you know, like from childbirth to just a player in the game. You know, gun to my head, I'd really have a hard time choosing, but I'd probably say he knows. But I could be wrong.
He has to know.
I don't know. I mean, he could be that stupid. Look at him. He's not a smart guy.
No,
right? And all
you
of
don't
the
make
stuff,
that much money being stupid.
right? When he shot his Tesla into space, well, I don't know if he really made that amount of money. I don't think he's the CEO of a tunneling company. Go look at that. The car company,
Right.
then he opens up a space agency with like $40 million. $40 million is a couple of hours of the budget of NASA. Okay.
Yeah.
Right. They get $80 million a day. So it's a half a day budget. And he started his own space agency with a half a day budget. Right. And so, you know, when he launched this, his quote was, "You can tell it's real because it looks so fake." Right. That's what he said at the press conference of the launching of his Tesla into space. You can tell it's real because it looks so it looks so fake. Isn't that incredible? But on my website,
I don't think I've ever seen the car go into space. I think I heard about that.
Dude,
I almost thought he was joking.
Dude, it's so stupid. It's so stupid. There's so many errors. There's so many flaws in it. Right. But on my website, flatearthdave.com, scroll down until you see the banner, a long, thin banner with a whole bunch of pictures of Elon. Watch that. It's a Greg Reese video, about 6 or 7 minutes long, and you'll see that everything he's been reported to have done is a complete and total fraud. Right?
Is that Don Lemon in that? Is that Don Lemon in that car?
No, it's not, but it could have been. Right? But look at this. Look at the curve of the Earth. Now, when you're in the International Space Station, it's almost flat. You can barely see the curve. So this means that they're higher. Unfortunately, this is only 70 miles up. And the space station
is 110, isn't it?
Is 250. 240, right? 240, right? Where's all the land? Where's all the land? Right? It's like they just showed this. How could we see the whole Earth that's at 70 miles high? It's so
you can't even see that. You can't even see the curve at that height. That guy, or didn't he pull out like his basketball and was like, "If you're, you know, the space jump
that was only 20 miles. That was only 20 miles.
20 miles.
But the International Space Station, 240 miles, and when they show the horizon, it's barely curved, and the curve always changes. It always changes. So they're like, why does the curve change? It should never change. It should never change.
It's pear-shaped now, Dave.
Yeah.
That's what I thought. I was cracking up when I heard that. Oh, now the Earth's pear-shaped. Oh, I got it. Okay.
Yeah. So since we're on this for a second, let's just look at Elon's. I don't know if I showed this on your last flight. This is so this is, let me show you this first. Hold on. Where'd it go?
Like a cigarette butt.
Hold on. All right. So why am I showing two things?
I get you all fucked up all the time.
Oh, you got me all screwed up
on your show.
Oh, that's a problem. I got to go fast going. All right. So this is a drive-by of, this is his rocket that's going to go to Mars. See how big it is? It's giant. It's not a tiny little rocket.
Yeah. Okay? I was there. I seen it.
It's giant, right? But this is a video. I edited it. I didn't speed it up. I just cut out some chunks, but I kept it all in order. Okay. So here's the rocket. Doesn't look that big to me, right? But maybe it's perspective, right? So this little dinky stand that it's on, it's shooting out a little fire, and edit. It's always, they never give us, look how slow it's going. Look at this little flame. This little flame is pushing this thing up. Now look at the angle of the camera, far camera, and then there'll be a close camera. The angle of the camera, we're seeing the side of it. So it's not up that high. If it went really high, we'd be looking at the bottom, right? You'll be looking at the bottom. So now look, the engines are turning off. Look at the smoke. Ooh, now it's pretty high. Look at how high it is. And now look how it's not that high. We're looking at the side. And now it's free falling. It's like 40 tons. And it's free falling. Look at the speed of the smoke and watch the edit, and the smoke speed will change. Now look at the speed of the smoke. Is this free falling like you threw it off the Empire State Building? 40 tons. Now look how high
it would be so odd.
Yeah, look how high it is all of a sudden, right? And now look, what this thing's just falling, and look, ooh, look how high it is all of a sudden. Now watch, the engines are going to turn on. It's going to stand upright. It's going to be an edit. The cameraman's going to get right underneath it, and 2 of the engines are going to burn out. Watch, camera goes underneath. Amazing, right? And 2 of the engines are going to burn out. 2 of them are out. And so now one off-center engine is going to land it upright with a bunch of CGI smoke. Ready? Edit. Smoke. And it lands
Dude,
upright.
there's no way. There's no effing way that cameraman would have been able to get any of those angles or that shots with that thing.
And where are the engineers? Where are the engineers talking about the one little nozzle? That thing would just flip over. Boom. Right? There's no way it would balance itself and land and do a bullseye. But they do rockets. All of their rocket launches, they go way up to space, and then the first stage falls out and lands on a raft 800 miles off the coast of Florida, with no one there, and the camera always cuts out just before it lands.
So how do people like myself go down there and watch these things? What are we watching? Do you think it's just a hologram, or do you think those ones are actually the ones that are actually landing out in the ocean?
Oh, they're landing out in the ocean. They're when you watch a rocket launch, you're far away first, right? How far are you? Like 10 miles away?
Yeah, you're way. I mean, you can't even get even close to the launch pad. Yeah.
Right. And so this is the space shuttle, right? Is this 20,000 pounds of steel filled with even more fuel, or is this a helium blimp? It's wobbling in the breeze. It's wobbling in the breeze, right? This is a blimp. This is a toy. This is just going up slowly, and it rolls on its back because this part is a little heavier than this part. This is filled with helium too. There are never any people on rockets. Ever. The acceleration. You ever watch those Tesla commercials where the guy speeds up and the people freak out in the passenger seat because of the acceleration, 0 to 100 in like seconds, right?
Yeah, the G-force, they can't handle it.
This thing is going 200 miles an hour acceleration every 5 seconds for minutes. Nonstop
don't you pass out at
acceleration.
the 7 G-forces or 7 something like that?
And if you watch any of the videos after that, they're eating Skittles, they're pressing things with a cane because they can't reach the button from the way they have them wedged in there, and all sorts of nonsense, right? All sorts of nonsense. Look, it's blowing around in the wind like a bouncy house, right? Wait, and here, I'll just take it one step further. This is the external tank. What happens to the external tank when they drop it? It falls so fast that it deatomizes and it burns up. Now, does that look like it's falling, or does it look like it's floating? I want you to watch right here. A little piece of tissue paper is going to flow by and give you a sense of how fast it's moving. Ready? About 3 up. There it goes. You see it? Did you see it?
What the? Yeah, I saw. Oh, yeah.
So it's very slow. So is this a runaway Macy's Day Parade balloon, or is this 20,000 pounds of steel falling and it's going to deatomize before it gets near those clouds? Worse than that is, guess who's filming this? Think about this. The thing's going up.
I'm wondering.
The guys that were on the shuttle that are on their way to space at over 17,000 miles an hour, unconceivable speed, they're filming it out the window. As they're going up and this is going down, they're keeping it in shot. They're filming it.
Dear Lord, dude.
And people just believe this. Now, hold on. I'm going to show you. Is this the right one here? We spotted something where they were recovering this. So this thing's going. Let me find it. External tank recovery. There it is. So check this out. So this is the same one. So this is the astronaut. If you can hear the sound, he's talking, and he make sure you see the window. Oh, and look, the curve of the Earth, right? Then make sure you see all that. And I don't have any, I cannot play any sound, but we're watching this thing. I'm just going to jump forward, right? And we noticed something. We noticed something go by. Let's jump forward here. Oh, first, here's the Red Bull jump. Watch this. This guy's falling and he's gone. Now, that's from a stationary camera, not a camera that's moving away from that location at 17,000 miles an hour, unconceivable speed.
Yeah.
That's just staying there and he's gone. This, how is he keeping this in focus? He's going up at an incomprehensible speed, 10 times faster than a rifle bullet. He's going away from this and keeping this, filming it. Now watch on the right side. Watch right here. 3, 2, 1, watch. Right there. Bam. See that?
What was that?
Yeah. So this was some sort of craft. It looks like a quadcopter type craft. Like there could be like a drone type, you know, like some sort of craft using some sort of cloaking technology, some sort of invisible technology.
Have you seen those? Those are wild too.
Yeah. So watch this. So I'm going to rotate it sideways, slow it down even more. Maybe this thing is coming to recover it because they can't just let it float around. They got to recover it and bring it back and use it again. Right?
Or pop it.
Yeah, or pop it. Here it is going back and forth. I cranked up the contrast.
It looks like a jet. It looks like a G7,
it's something. I asked if there's any military people that could identify that. And no one said anything. But that is amazing.
That's
right.
Whose video is this? Whose original video was that from?
That's NASA's video. All of the stuff is from NASA.
What year?
Whenever the shuttle was being launched. So back, was that in the 80s or 90s? But
okay. I just want to make sure that wasn't something that was new.
No. On the app, on the web button, which is more resources, one of my favorite sections, if you scroll down, faking space blimps, balloon rockets. Okay. If you're a NASA fanboy, if you believe you live on a globe, bring a box of tissues when you click this, because you're going to cry, because all of your fantasies about all these rocket launches are going to be torn away. I mean, we show how they faked the moon landing, the return of the capsule. They dumped it out of the back of one of those cargo planes, and above the clouds, and you don't see it. And all the videos,
well, and they have cloaking technology, like you said, and they've had it for a really long time. So them to be able to do things like that, and not to mention the hologram technology we had back in the 80s was mind blowing. Let alone imagine what we have now.
Yeah,
like they don't. That hologram technology is getting so advanced that they actually have the ability to now project sound. So like when over in Israel, what's going on right now?
The voice of God.
They're literally, I don't know if you've seen those, but they're projecting like God-like figures into the clouds. Like there's ones where like an angel basically comes up out of the ground, she shoots up into the sky, and there's another one where like the clouds turn into a face, and it looks like a face of God, and he's actually like up there. And now they have the ability to project sound. So
voice
like people like me and you can kind of look at something that like we know, right? But imagine being these people in third world countries that have just had a cell phone and have no clue about anything that's going on. You would think that that's really God. Could you imagine if like Muhammad came out of the sky and then ordered these people to go and like, mass genocide all the whites or all the, anybody for that matter? Oh, I got froze again. I got to change that video. Give me 1 second. But yeah, it's bizarre, man. And I don't know where we're headed with it, but it's.
Yeah. I mean, here, if I go back, I actually just added this because when you tell people that they fake everything, and then it's like, who's the guy, Edward Casey, right? CAS. Oops. There it is. And so here's the Edward Casey quote. "We know our disinformation program is complete when everything the American public believes is false." William J. Casey, right? So you can just search for that, bring it up real quick. It's great for showing people stuff, just having it at
the plan.
Fingers. Yeah.
So
if this wasn't my app, I'd be plugging this. Whoever made this app is amazing. And hey, that happens to be me.
Dude, it is awesome, Dave. It's so nice when I meet people that are just like kind of getting their toes wet. Like, where do you get all your videos from? I go, I don't go anywhere because you're never going to find them. I said, the only place you can go to find flat earth videos is right here. And when you open this app and you see how many videos there are out there, and they're all nice and organized, easy to find. But
thanks.
Walk me through this really quick. Walk me through this solar eclipse. we're looking at your clock here. Can you explain how it's like show us on that clock first on
Okay.
how does how on a flat Earth, how do the solar eclipse and the um like the Earth's rotation and everything like that work?
Right. So let me just pull this up. I got to pull it up over here because this is the test version of the app, and of course my the time lapse doesn't work. But let me just pull it up over here.
And the fact that you're able to do all this stuff this easily. Like, I mean, it doesn't really matter what I asked Dave for. It could have been something he talked about 4 months ago, 8 months ago. Give him 10 seconds. He'll have it up here on the screen for you.
Thanks. Here, and we'll just make it a little more real. We're holding it like that.
Oh yeah, there we go.
Yeah.
Old school style.
So so for those of you that don't know, the sun and the moon, I'll just speed it up, go around the flat Earth like this. They circle around. And this inner yellow line is the Tropic of Cancer, outer yellow line is the Tropic of Capricorn. And the sun migrates out to December 21st and then into June 21st. We live in the inner north. So when the sun is in, it's closer to us. Closer means higher in the sky. Closer means warmer. That's logic. That's provable. That's science. And when it's farther away, farther south, it's lower in the sky and we're colder.
Yep.
Okay. So the sun goes around once a day. Wherever the sun is, it's noon. And it laps the moon once every 28 days. So you see the moon's getting farther and farther left behind. And it'll lap the moon once every 28 days. So the moon keeps track of the weeks and the months. The sun keeps track of the hours and the days. And if I turn the stars on, the stars keep track of the seasons and the years because the stars will lap the sun once a year. That means it's just going slightly faster. So 365 times around, the sun will drift back through each zodiac for about a month, and then it resets back on April 2nd, right here. Okay. So the app tracks the motions of the sun really well. So the sun moves in and out. The moon right now, it's just staying on the equator. Its position and phase are correct, but its position moving, the moon actually moves in and out between the tropics. Instead of 6 months out, 6 months in, it's 2 weeks out, 2 weeks in. And it's only when they come to a node point where they cross, will an eclipse happen. Let me just pull up the eclipse a second. And here's the thing. I don't think it's the moon that's causing the eclipse. It sure seems like it's the moon. As it, you know, the moon is, that's right where it should be. But here's
that's what they're telling us is going to happen on the 8th, right? They're saying that what are they telling us is going to happen? The moon blocks out the sun.
The moon goes in front of the sun. But think about this. Nobody has ever seen the sun approach the moon, eclipse the moon, or exit the moon. And I'm going to show you that in a second. But here's just this isn't the scale, of course, and speed. But this is the moon, and the moon goes around this wheel, and it goes around, and then the sun goes around, and it takes 180 times around for it to go into the yellow line, and 180 more times around to go back out here. The moon does it 2 weeks in, 2 weeks out. But when they pass a nodal point and they're right near each other, they cancel each other out, and then we have this eclipse. So that's what they tell us is going on. But from that elevated point of view, it looks like we're told it goes in front of the sun. How come no one's ever seen it? Well, people say, well, it's because the sun's blinding you. You can't see the moon. What about when we have a total eclipse of the moon, of the sun? You can't see any of the sun because the moon's blocking it. How come we don't see the moon? And the Globers will say, well, that's because the sun's behind it. And I was like, well, why do we see the moon when there's a full moon at night? And the answer is, well, the sun's light is bouncing off the moon and it's coming to Earth. And I could read a book by it. It's so bright. It casts my shadow on the ground. It's so bright. Right? Okay. Well, during a total eclipse, if you were on the moon looking at the Earth, you have a full Earth because the sun is lighting up the whole Earth. The Earth is 6 times bigger, and I would say more reflective than the dusty, dirty moon. So its Earth shine, like moonshine, should light up the moon, and we should be able to see it. No camera has ever seen it.
Yep. No, and you told me too, this is the one point I tell everybody is that, like, there's 3 moon landings in the last year. This solar eclipse is like the biggest thing ever. I say, listen, they stick a tube up your butt and they film polyps. Like these scientists film everything. So you mean to tell me that three different countries have landed on the moon in the last year, 12 months, 16 months, and not one of them decided to put a camera on the moon to document this historic event? But we're
Think
going to
about
shoot rockets into space next week.
Well, think about this. We have the Hubble telescope. We have the James Webb telescope moving at incredible speed, somehow keeping up with all of the spiraling and traveling of the Earth. And they stay perfectly and they're able to film stuff. What is a camera needs to be on a tripod, right? A camera to take a long distance shot needs to be on a tripod. Think about this. On Earth, we have these giant telescopes. And they say we're taking a deep space. We're filming a spot in the sky the size of a grain of rice, and we're doing it over a 7-hour exposure. And the operator and the camera's tracking that spot in the sky, right? This is what they teach us on Nova. And the operator of the telescope has to wear no shoes. He has to wear socks because the telescope's on a 14-foot thick cement pad, so the tiniest vibration will ruin the whole photo, right? You've heard this story, right? This is how they take.
No, tell me.
So
I know, this is so cool.
When they show the deep space photograph, and they show, look, there's a 12,000 galaxies, all with 1 trillion stars each. And that's all in the size of a grain of rice in the sky because we're zooming in and we did this exposure. Yeah. So the guys, the operators' footsteps might ruin the whole picture because of the slightest vibration. Did they forget that the Earth is spinning at 1,000 miles an hour, orbiting at 66,000 miles an hour, speeding up and slowing down, chasing the sun at 500,000 miles per hour, and all of those other objects are moving also, right?
Yeah.
And the slightest little vibration's gonna, what? What the heck are you talking about? So the Hubble telescope, nonsense. James Webb, total nonsense. If the moon is what they say, the moon, we never see the other side of the moon, because it's turning at the exact rate that it orbits around the Earth. So the only one side faces the Earth. You know what that is? It's the perfect tripod for an Earth-focused camera. Put a camera on the moon, point it at the Earth, and you don't even need any remote controls to move it because it's never going to not point at the Earth.
Yeah.
Why don't we have a camera on the moon, right?
100%. 100%.
Why don't we have a camera on the moon? Crazy, right? And if you go here on the app and you search, why don't we have a camera? Why don't we have, let's see if it comes up. Why don't we have, I think I have to go, say camera on the moon. See, I'm learning. Camera on the moon. So these are, as there it is. Why haven't you done this yet? Right? This is a great video by Jaren from Jarenism. It's
I like Jaren.
It's so good. And it just literally, if it doesn't make you think, then you've given up your God-given common senses. That's a great one. Why haven't you done this yet? Put a camera on the moon. But you can find these things. Like I would never even be able to find that video if it wasn't for this search, because YouTube ain't going to give it to you. Jaren's channel stuff is all over the place. And, I probably could search for it on his channel, but it's all in one place. So let's go back to the eclipses. Eclipses are very, very timely, right? So eclipse. So here we go. Where I got to go back to my thing.
So while you're doing that, why did I thought I remember being in school and there was like specific types of like eclipses that only happened once every 14,000 years, and this is going to be one of those. What the hell are they even talking about?
There's eclipses every year. There's an eclipse I think there's a solar eclipse every year at this time, just somewhere else, right? And people are like, oh, you're flat Earth. You need the globe to predict eclipses. No, that's not how it works. You know that NASA, their eclipses are all their data comes from a guy by the name of Fred Aspernak or something like that. And he's the one that gives them their eclipse data. And it's not using the heliocentric model. It's using observations over time, repeating patterns. These eclipses repeat every 18.1 years or something like that. They're the exact same. It's a pattern called the Soros cycle, right? So let's get into it. Yeah. So that's it. Neither the flat Earth or the globe Earth predict eclipses, but they are predictable through patterns. Right. Yep. So where's the moon? Oh, you'd say right here, right? Do you see the moon? No, you see missing sun, I call it. You see the moon? I just see more sky. I see
What the
sky.
hell is
Like,
that, dude?
I actually took this picture, I think. I think that's mine. Missing sky. Just think, it's like, is there something in front of this, or is it just missing sun, more sky? Right? Missing
What
sun, more
is
sky.
that?
It sure looks sphere. Now I can imagine a sphere there, but there's something that is canceling out the sun's light and just letting us see more sky. It's letting us see more sky. Have you ever, I do sun gaze?
What do you mean by sun gaze?
Well, but late in the day, early in the day, when the sun's not so bright, you look at the sun and you work up a tolerance where you can stare directly at the sun, and the sun gives you nutrients, it gives you everything your body needs, it gives you vitamins. It's amazing, and you want to be grounded while you do it, and you have to build it up over time. But if you can sun gaze and you can stare at the sun and not squint and relax your eyes, if you cover one eye, you can see the black sun. It like flickers in and out. You can see it. It's crazy. Like if you look at the sun, and again, careful looking at the sun. It's like go to the gym and lift 300 pounds. Don't do it unless you've been working out. It's the same thing with sun gazing. Start like for the last 10 minutes, just when the sun rises, just when it's setting, and stare at it for a little bit until it gets strong, and then look away. And I used to be able to do it for like 2 or 3 seconds. Now I could do it for like 30 minutes. And it's the healthiest. Yeah, it's the healthiest thing you can do for yourself. But
no, I'm a photographer, and I used to travel all over and shoot sunrises and sunsets. Like that was my thing. That's all I would shoot. And so I probably got some crazy photos out there that I never even,
right.
thought to look at from a long time ago.
So this is I don't know if I showed this last time. Did we talk about this, the rear projected sun?
Go run us through it again in case people are. I know I'm gonna have a huge audience over here that's gonna be all about this eclipse thing. So run us through the whole thing. I'd love to see it. Show us that one too if you get time where you were throwing like the thing behind the thing. Cloth. This might be it.
This is it. This is it. So
okay,
this is a real eclipse. This is the 2017 eclipse, and I filmed it. This is me filming it, and I don't want to say luckily, but there was some fog in the sky, something that might have come out of the back of an airplane accidentally, right? But which made the sun very easy. It dimmed it just enough where it wouldn't blow out your camera. So I was able to film it. Okay. And so I watched this eclipse. This is probably it got a little bit more than this. And then that was it. It wasn't in totality. One, we can't see the moon. And two, where the heck is the moon? So this is my model eclipse. I have a paper towel hanging. And on the other side of the paper towel, I have a source light focusing on this. And I have a Snapple bottle cap eclipsing it, blocking some of the light. They look the same. Big deal.
Very much.
Right? Okay. So this is comparing them. Very interesting. So I'm about to show you, this is an eclipse. This is about 90% eclipse. And you can't see the eclipse because it's so bright, it's blowing out the lens. But if you put a pair of sunglasses on, you'd be able to see it. But this is how much the sun is eclipsed. Now, this is a lens flare. That's a lens flare. But this thing is not moving with the camera. It's locked in position with the sun. So what is that? What are we seeing here? Right? And I say, I think that's the real sun, and this is the sun that we see. Right? This is not a lens flare. This is a lens flare. Right? So jump forward a little bit here. So here's my paper towel eclipse. Now, you don't see the thing that's eclipsing it because there's no light coming off of it. So here's my source light, and here's my eclipse. And you don't see it coming in or eclipsing it. You just see the effect of it. Right? You with me? And so now it's exiting, and no one has ever seen the moon exit the eclipse. It just moves away, and you can see. Now I said, you know what? What if the sky is more transparent than my paper towel? Which I think it is. And so I got a piece of toilet paper, tissue paper, and here I'm looking through the tissue paper here. This is the source light, and this is what we're seeing. This is what we're seeing. That's the source light. That's the projector. This is the sun that we see, and compare that to the real thing. Is there any difference?
None. That's bizarre.
Yeah.
You know what's crazy too, Dave, is I have a whole crew of people over at LFA. I've tried to get you on every show. Nobody will have you on, right? They're so globe earthers, or it doesn't even matter to them. Like that's the famous one. It's like, even if it is true, why does it matter? Like, well, you guys are the one who brought it up. They always like kind of like poke fun at me, right? And I've offered them the same thing, $100,000, 3 Bitcoin, come on the show. And be, no, I don't even have time for that. I don't have time for that. And these dudes are like, jerking off to Pornhub all day. Like they ain't got anything better to do. Like it would really kill them to waste an hour of time. But like that's how right? It's like arguing with a liberal about, Trump being a Russian agent. And it's like, dude, all the evidence is there, bro. Like you can't convince me that Trump's a Russian agent. All you're gonna do is regurgitate some fucking CNN talking points. And these guys are just regurgitating NASA talking points. And it's like, okay, like you're so confident that the earth is a globe, right? And everybody's retards. Like some of these people even make posts over on Twitter about it. Like they won't come on the show and actually have a conversation about it, but they'll make stupid, retarded posts over on Twitter that don't even make any sense, that are provably wrong and false, and they'll present that as their evidence that the earth is a ball. Like here's your evidence. I'm like, yeah, you're giving me a video of some NASA, right? Like there's no CGI, there's no AI now. There's no way that video that you're showing me there is fabricated in any way, right? Because NASA's admitted that you can't see the Earth from that height. So you're saying that that you can see the curvature of the Earth, but NASA, the company who tells you that the Earth is flat or is round, tells you that you can't see the curve from there. So your video is inaccurate, right? And they'll still like why is that? Is it just pride?
It's programming and pride. It's like having your entire world belief ripped out from under you is too hard for some people. Some people like they don't want to admit that all of their beliefs and dreams have been a lie. And it's literally to hide God. People say, why does it matter? It matters so much. On my channel, DITRH stands for Deep Inside the Rabbit Hole. There's a video, or you can just search on the app. If you go on the app and search for, I think it's Laura Nina, right? There's search Laura Nina, Laura. I think that'll do it.
Give a big shout out to Matt Long too. His work is phenomenal too. If you want to learn more about God and flat Earth.
Yeah, why the lie, Laura Nina? I did an interview with her, and these videos here. She does this 10-minute rant on why the lie. It is so good. It's fascinating. Basically, what she's saying is there's a given law. He who creates it owns it, and they cannot pervert God. They can try to create their own God. We're born into this world as equal inheritors of this realm. And nobody has control over us. We have our own free will. So they can't take that away from us, but they can trick us, right? What do they do when you're born? You quickly get registered to a corporation, you get your birth certificate, and then they put you in the indoctrination camp, right? Education is not memorization, it's regurgitation. Education, regurgitation, memorization, whatever that saying is. And they before you have the ability to make judgments, they convince you that the earth is a ball, and they make you laugh at anyone that thinks it's not. And so that's where your whole ego is built upon. And one of the first worksheets you bring home from school is, the orbit of the sun and the moon and the earth. It's like one of the earliest things. Why are they teaching that to little kids? There's globes in every class. And if you play on their ball field, you have to play by their rules. And then their rules say use their money, right? That they control. And so that they control the world with money and lies. Right? So here's an example. Imagine a building. It's going to be hard to imagine. 1,000 miles long by 1,000 miles wide. Amazing building. 300 stories tall. Okay. That's 3 times the height of the World Trade Towers. Okay. And inside this building, there's parks, there's football stadiums, there's colleges, there's Costco's, there's hiking paths, there's mountains, there's trains, there's airplanes inside this building. But whenever you get within 5 miles of the outside wall, military goes, no, stop, you can't go there. There's ice, and we can't pollute the ice, and there's penguins. We don't want to disturb the penguins. Turn around. Okay, right? And then you say, well, what difference does it make? I don't need to look out there. I don't need to know that there's more to this place. I just need to know that, the government that built this world that I'm living in, that's my that's who I'm obeying because I'm playing in their ball field.
Mhm.
But God built the whole thing.
Yep.
They're hiding that from you. So what difference does it
Yep.
make? The difference, the people that say that and the people that are like, well, I'm not going to talk to him. Well, what's that? Is that their ego, or is that literally like an evil spirit in them saying, don't do it? It's
It
going
sounds like
to ruin the
Adam
illusion.
Schiff.
Yeah. It,
Literally sounds like a corrupt politician. I'm not going on that show. Oh yeah,
yeah.
of course you're not, because everything you're saying is a lie, and you get made to look like a clown in front of everybody. So,
Right.
you know,
I I've stuck my neck out there. I'm the clown, but actually now, when you become a flat earther, you never leave. That sounds a little cultish,
Mhm.
but it's not. It's truth. Truth. Once you see the
Mhm.
truth, you can't unsee it.
You can't unsee it.
You can't unsee it. And I walked away from everything to do this, to send this message out, because I want a future for my kids. I want a future for myself. Right. But this
I'm
world is
free.
going to hell. And here's the thing, it's not too late. They're doing all of this occultist crap, and the way they get away with it is because people don't believe it's real. People don't even know about it. People don't even know about the red heifer sacrifice. That should have the whole world up in arms.
Tell us
Okay,
about that. Tell us about that. What
I
is
don't.
that?
They're sacrificing this special red heifer cow that has to be exactly 3 years old. It could never have been in a harness. It can't have any blemishes.
Yep.
And they're literally blood sacrifice to build a new temple or something. I don't even know the whole thing. Go listen to Stu Peters. He talks about it, and
Mhm.
Mike Adams. A lot of people are talking about it. It's insane. It's like stuff that you would hear about, like the friggin' Mayans did some sacrifice on some temple or something. They're doing that today. They literally built the sacrifice, stand or whatever they're doing. Just look it up. Sacrifice red heifer. It's barbaric. It's insane. But they're
I
trying
think COVID.
to bring in some sort of entities. NASA's shooting up 3 rockets into the shadow of the eclipse to test what it's like for sudden shade on the Earth or something. What? How about just hold a piece of cardboard over something and there's your sudden shade, right? Uh, and their name
Yep.
the name of the mission is like the serpent deity.
Mhm.
What? Serpent deity or something like that. And then at the
Yep.
same time, Cern, the particle collider, is powering
Yes.
up and it's going to fire on during the eclipse. What's up with that?
What is the particle accelerator?
Well, they're
Sounds like
telling us
something from Back to the Future.
it's this whole God particle thing, that they're looking for the God particle. That's nonsense. You know that there is thousands, tens of thousands of particle colliders all around the Earth. They're all over the place. And most
Mhm.
of them are hidden. We don't even know about them. They're literally removing them. There's one in Pennsylvania I'm trying to find, and it's like I can't find it listed anymore. But I think they're from the old world. I think they're from the last round of civilization, or maybe they're part of
I do too.
creation, and maybe they were put here to make this world work. Maybe they're the things that powered the pyramids. I don't know, right? So there's some crazy stuff here, but they're saying it's the God particle. They do like they had like a satanic sacrifice there, a mock sacrifice of a human at CERN. And if you look at their logo, it's the goddess of war or something. It's any just the Goddard Tunnel. Remember the Goddard Tunnel celebration? They dug that tunnel, and then they had this literally a demonic stage show, and all of the leaders of the world are brought there, right? And I think that's a point where they get these leaders, they get them opened up, and then that's where they're literally demonically possessed. And the thing is, normies hearing me say this, say that guy's crazy. They tune
Fucking
out.
crazy. Yeah.
They don't want to listen to any of it, and they just want to live their life. Because guess what? They get half days on Fridays in the summer for half the summer,
Mhm.
and they get 2 weeks of paid vacation. That's nice.
Ooh,
And
you're a free
and
man.
and they commute 3 hours a day, cities and the trains and subways and taxis and elevators, and they sit in a
Yeah.
cubicle. And then on the weekends, they get to go to a concert, they get to drink alcohol, and they get to watch Netflix. And that's
Oh
their
my
life.
gosh, that's
And then
freedom,
when
baby. That's
then
the
when
American
they're
dream.
and then when they're 65 or 70, they can retire on a beach, but usually they're too sick and too broke, and
Yeah.
to
Depending
really
on statins and
enjoy it. Yeah,
blood thinners and
yeah.
in a laundry list of pharmaceuticals that if you can't afford because your insurance drops you, you're gonna die because you're
What
so dependent on these fucking chemical cocktail.
what difference does it
It's
make?
bizarre.
Our thoughts create our reality.
They do.
What you think becomes your reality. People are like, well, I want $1 million, and I want to bang supermodels. That's what one guy said to me the other day. And I go, well, you're putting out the vibration. I don't have $1 million. I'll never have $1 million. I'll be paycheck to paycheck for the rest of my life, and I'm never going to get a
Yep.
supermodel. That's what you're saying. It's not
Yep.
about that. It's not about that. It's about the way you think creates your reality. Ryan, look at your life. It's all your fault.
100%.
It's all your fault.
Damn right. Absolutely it is. Yeah. Everybody's here at this exact position in life today because of the decisions that they made yesterday in the past. 100%.
100%.
And if you have your mind, it's crazy when things start going good for you too, right? And you're in a good mood and you got a little bit more money in the bank and you're able to make some more moves. It's because you mentally know you can, right? Like when something puts you on that next level and all of a sudden you have this opportunity, you start thinking completely different because you're not wasting your time thinking about how broke you are and how much money you don't have and all these things, right? You're just focusing on like, this is what I want to do. And it becomes possible. So as soon as you think it's possible, it was possible the whole time, right? You didn't need to get put on, right? You just had to have the right mindset and you would have figured it out, because you did. You got there.
I had my, truth awakening journey. I was getting in there, into spirituality and just, you could even say new age a little bit, but I wasn't really a new ager. And one of the things I kept hearing was make a vision board. Cut out some pictures out of a magazine, put them on a board, write some things that you want. And for 10 years, I didn't do it. I was like, that's stupid. Right. Yeah. And then I did it. I actually made a vision board. And I put a whole bunch of stuff on it. And one of the things I put on it was I wanted to be the CEO of my own company. That was the last thing I wrote on it. And I giggled because I didn't even really know what a CEO did when I wrote it. Right. Yeah. And then 5 years later, I found myself sitting in my office of my own company, balancing the books for the month. And I said, wait a minute, I'm the CEO of my own company. And then I went back, I found my vision board and I looked at it and every single box was checked. No everything. Shit. It was all.
How long did it take after you made it?
5 years, which is nothing.
But for 10 years, you didn't. Nothing happened.
10 years I didn't. 10 years I didn't do it because I said it was stupid. Right? But the way they have us convinced, right? They have us lost in a world where this is a prison for our mind. It literally has us, the globe. What does the globe mean? We're going to be overpopulated. We're running out of fuel. An asteroid could hit us at any moment. Global warming, global dimming, storms, all sorts of stuff. That's what that means. And shortages, wars. But if it's a bigger realm, there's more possibilities. So this is a prison for your mind to stop you from reaching your full potential. And that's why I do this. I want everybody to reach their full potential. A great affirmation to say, if it's about money, if you're able to say it from not a point of negativity, I always have more money than I need. And I can't help myself but attract other money opportunities, financial opportunities. It's just automatic. And if you say that out loud, speak it into existence and believe it, right? They say, don't put the cart in front of the horse, right? That's an old saying. That's what, my father used to say to me, you got to take it one step at a time. That's not true, right? You have to feel like you already have it, live it like you already have it, and then it'll manifest. You already do have it. You just don't see it yet. It has to manifest. I mean, there's been times in your life where you wanted something like that microphone. You knew you wanted it, and then it showed up, but you already had it before you wanted it. You're like, I need this good microphone, right? And then you just made it happen. It's a stupid example, but that's how.
Man, I had a same girlfriend. I had a girlfriend that was literally the prettiest girl in the world. But when I wasn't dating her, right, the second I met her, I was like, that's my girlfriend, right? Like I just had this thought in my head, right? And I thought it was possible. And she actually had a boyfriend then. They broke up, and then next thing you know, random string of events. She needed to come and work. So I needed a model for this event that I was doing. She came out actually with another boyfriend, right? They ended up not working out. And then 2 weeks later, she's going to a festival with me. And then we ended up dating right after that. And it was like, she was so far out of my league that like if I would have just met her out in the streets, like I would never, ever thought it was possible. But for some reason, because she did a shoot for me one time, and I just, for some reason, thought it was possible. And next thing you know, it was almost like I manifested it. Like I didn't.
You manifest everything in your life, good or bad. Here's the biggest conspiracy in the world. this world, this realm, I don't want to say universe, but universe is the word, what best name, because it's the one verse, right?
Hmm.
God spoke the world into existence, is conspiring to give you everything that you think. It's
Hmm.
conspiring to give you everything. Are you standing?
I always stand, absolutely,
Me
bro.
too. You're like the,
Yeah, oh yeah, man.
only other
Actually, I
person.
started that after the interview that we had,
Oh,
and
good.
then I almost
Are
I
you on a wobble board? You got to get on a
no, I'm
wobble
not
board,
on a
man.
wobble board yet. No, but I'm not. But I was literally laying in bed last night, Dave, and I was like, man, I need to get myself. Oh, I need one of those.
This is awesome.
Oh, I'm gonna have to get one of those. No, but I was literally thinking about how I'm gonna get the thing to put my bed on an angle. For the first time, I remember you telling me about it. And I literally
Get
haven't
a
thought about
fucking
it.
block, dude. Just
I
get a couple
know.
blocks. You go on Amazon for like $12. You can get bed risers. They give you like 3 different sizes. Just look at the
Yeah.
feet of your bed and raise that sucker. King size bed, 7 inches, queen 6 inches, and put
Yep.
it at an angle and just get used to it. Get used to it.
Yep.
Now, if you really like, the problem is you got your headboards, and then your headboards are going to be tilted, and it kind of
Hmm.
looks weird against the wall. You can actually get a riser for underneath your box spring, so the bed stays straight, but the box spring's tilted. And that's what I have, and it's phenomenal. It changes your life. Changes your life.
And I need to get those in my life. I need those in my life bad. Like I everything I do, your Tesla coil, Dave. I mean, you're always hooking me up with good advice, man. And every time I take it, I'm always excited that I took it. So I'm just gonna stop
Dude,
procrastinating. You tell me to
my,
buy something, I'm just gonna go buy it. I'm getting
my,
that
tes-
wobble board right here, right now.
my Tesla coil kind of just it put itself in
Oh,
front of
I'm
me
so
in my path.
jealous, man.
And I had just had I had a bunch of crypto. I had a stake that came due. So I had all this crypto. It was worth a lot of money. I was like, you know what? Screw it. I'm just gonna buy it. If I had kept that crypto, the Tesla coil would be like 500 a box. So I spent it, right? And
Yep.
it was the greatest lock in of profits. I locked in some profits for sure. But it
Yep.
it's it's something amazing. It's actually it's it's truly amazing. Like if it broke today, I would order another one today.
Man, it was literally the coolest thing, and I'm gonna show a video of that. So I know we're going on that hour mark. How long do you got, Dave?
We can go a little longer I'm good.
So I wanna I'm gonna put this video out on the day that on the 8th, right? On April 8th when this solar eclipse is coming out. I'm gonna promote it over on LFA all week. And so in like
Tell my
I,
listeners
I,
what LFA is.
so LFA TV is where we are a political network, mainly all politics over there. We have shows from 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, Monday through Friday. Um, if you guys are into let's see, how do I say that? Let me reset that because my camera froze up there. So LFA is a political show. My show is called Matta of Fact. My show is at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, Monday through Friday. We dive down all types of rabbit holes, but more so political sided rabbit holes of like where your politicians are corrupt. I'm doing a lot of reporting on the border, child trafficking, human trafficking, the invasion. Working on a documentary called Treason, which is going to shake the political landscape, to say the least. I think it's going to end political careers when enough Americans wake up and they really see that their government has absolutely sold them out at every level. And they're not just allowing the invasion of America and the trafficking of children. I can take you to a facility right now, today, that has kidnapped children in it, that our government knows, that I've reported and proven as a fact to Speaker Mike Johnson. And not just that, not only are these children kidnapped in these facilities, but they are at these facilities before they get delivered to a known sexual predator by our government. So we had a whistleblower go back into these facilities to these NGOs undercover. And he got so like when he shows up, he'll get a text like 4 in the morning. He'll say, "Hey, we need you at the facility to pick up 4 children. You're headed to California, right? So pick up the children, go to California." Normally it's like gets to text message at 4 in the morning. He's there at 6. He's on a plane at like 9. It's always red eyes right out immediately. Every once in a while, he'll get a little bit of a heads up, like, "Hey, tomorrow there's this big thing we got going on. Things are organized." They'll give him a couple days. Well, he stayed under there long enough to get to a point where he was getting those couple day things. So since we got a little bit of notice, my buddy Anthony was able to fly to the destination where they were dropping the kids off at. So what happens is these chaperones, they call them, will take the children from the NGO and deliver them to the quote unquote sponsor. So Anthony flew in to where they were going to drop them off at, and the sponsor will show up and meet the chaperone at an airport. A lot of times it's that baggage claim. And if for some reason they can't come to baggage claim because they can't drive or they don't have a vehicle to get there, which is why are we giving kids that somebody that can't drive, right? They'll actually deliver them to the house. But most of the time it's at baggage claim. So Anthony met them at baggage claim, trailed these people back to the place where they were taking these children. He only did it for 4 of them. 3 of them have a grown adult male at the facility or at the building or at the home that is currently pending aggravated sexual assault charges, which means that your government vets somebody, right? They take the children in, they lock them into the system, and then after they get his information and they try to find him a sponsor, they send him to an NGO. Then the NGO's job is to deliver him to that sponsor. So HHS is vetting these sponsors, which means once they find a sponsor, they give the green light, the NGO delivers the child to the sponsor. And HHS is vetting known sexual predators and ordering these NGOs to deliver children to known predators and pedophiles. And we reported this. And then we broke the story 2 weeks ago live on LFA TV. And then we did it at 11 a.m. on Jeremy's show. And then on my show, I called them that night live on there. And I spoke to somebody at Speaker Mike Johnson's office. And I said, hey, listen, Speaker Mike Johnson, I just want to let you know, the NGOs that you guys are funding with these CRs, and this was before he passed the $1.2 trillion. I said, your office is put on notice, right? You are delivering children to known predators, known sexual predators. And I want to let you guys know that this is live. So I want to make sure that Mike Johnson is going to get this message that our government is delivering children to known pedophiles via these NGOs and HHS. And you are going to fund those NGOs after you know that they are trafficking children in America. And not just trafficking them. These children are, I mean, I could go on, Dave. Your show's not about this stuff, so I'll quit my rant. But it's absolutely. He goes, okay, yeah, we'll let him know. It's on my Twitter. It's in my highlights. If you go over to Ryan Matta Media over on X and just search in my highlights. I mean, I'm outside in front of these buildings screaming at my phone saying there's children kidnapped in this building, and I'm going off on a rant. And not one member of Congress is going to do anything about it. So like I don't know. Just a heads up. I mean, that's kind of the stuff we cover, and it's wild. And
here's the thing: people say to me, Dave, why are you talking about flat Earth when there's child trafficking going on, all this other stuff? I was like, because, as I said before, it's the foundation of all the lies. I do this. Mm-hmm. Ryan Matta does his thing, right? Yep. Everyone does their thing, and it makes what I call the big Earth soup, right? If everyone was doing flat Earth, that'd be an issue. Right? If everybody was focusing on one thing, we need to look at all of these things. So Ryan's teaching me a lot of stuff. I'm teaching Ryan a lot of stuff. We agree on a lot of stuff. And it's just, this is how the world goes round, but it's not spinning. It's not going around how we go around the world.
Yeah, it really is, man. So before I ramble on this, break me down. Like, I'm going to cut a few of these clips out and kind of put them in the beginning. So if there was like the main 10 things that you could show me, one photo of like gravity or this or the ships going off the horizon, can you give me your best like 10 minutes and try to pack as much flat Earth, like blow your mind stuff as you can in 10 minutes? Do I need to give you a few minutes to kind of get some things set up for it?
No. I can do. Let's
hit me with a NASA. Hit me with a ships going over the horizon. Hit me with a perspective one that really blew my mind. And I'm going to put these in the beginning of the video because I want people that watch that first part of that show, because I'm going to hit them with a few other things. Then once the show starts to fill up, I'm like, all right, we're going flat Earth. Check this out. Here's flat Earth Dave. He's going to break your mind or blow your mind on what's going on with the eclipse, what actually is happening. And we're going to get him hooked.
This one's going to hurt your mind a little bit because for those of you that are good at school but haven't looked into truth, you're just good at memorization and you're not good at expanding your brain muscle. So we're looking down here. It's a little hard to see. I've got pencils about a foot apart all the way across the room. So there's, I don't know, 25 of them or so. Mm-hmm. And so we're looking at it from above, and now we're going to bring the camera down to ground level. And what you're going to see is the spaces near you become longer and the other ones get compressed, right? Mm-hmm. And when it gets down, I'll stop it when it gets all the way down. So here we go. And now it's down on the floor. All right. So let me stop it. So the space from the pencil, which is below the frame here, all the way to here, that's more than half of all of the other spaces added together. Look, this line is going across the middle of the picture and this top quarter of the picture. So this is twice as long as the rest of them added together. Mm-hmm. You get that?
Yep. I'm 100% with you.
So this one is shorter. It's right here. And this one's very small.
And the brown to white.
Yeah. And then white to pink, it's getting closer and closer. And then they just start stacking on top of each other. Okay. Mm-hmm. So now, if I had an object here, a boat, whatever, and I moved it away, it's going to get smaller as it goes farther away. Mm-hmm. Right? Mm-hmm. It's going to get smaller. And then the same distance, it'll get that much smaller. The same distance in reality versus our field of view, it looks like less difference. So 1, 2, 3 pencils away. There's 20 more pencils over here. So that's 20 times, you know, or 7 times farther than these first 3. But it doesn't look like that much farther. But the boat is going to look like it's not getting that much farther away, but it's going to get that much smaller. So here's the question, Ryan. On a globe Earth, you have a globe Earth says the curve of the Earth is X, and the curve of the Earth says if a 6-foot tall person is standing at the edge of perfectly calm water on a perfectly clear day, the farthest they can see is just 3 miles because the Earth curves 6 feet at 3 miles. That means the surface of the water will be hidden behind a physical edge of a curve, right?
Yep.
So here's a physical ball, and it's hiding my mouth because my mouth is behind the curve. And you can zoom in, you still can't see it because there's a physical curve. And once you're behind a physical curve, that's it. So if you sat down, that horizon is much closer, right? Sat down, you're not 6 feet tall anymore. That horizon is going to be like less than 2 miles away, right? But that's what the ball dictates. The physical ball requires a horizon no farther than X. And we've done their math, not our flat Earth math, their globe Earth math, giving them the benefit of the doubt every time, right? So the question is, how can a 3-foot wave hide a giant cruise ship from a 6-foot tall person? Right? I'm going to show you. So this man is looking over this 3-foot wave, and you can see the space from the far end of the wave to where his eyes can see the water because it's blocking the water. This little space right here is blocking the water. And so we're going to move. This is an orthographic view, by the way. Nobody sees things from the side. We see things in perspective. When you see a bunch of streetlights, they're all the same level. That's not how you see them. When you're looking away down the line, they go down. Okay. So as I move this wave out, my line of sight is getting more severe. And look at the space here. It's much more space. And look at the space here. It's way bigger now. Okay. So I move it all. So I got my ship right here. I got my 3-foot wave here. And I move the ship out. I can see over the wave. I can see the bottom of the ship where it touches the water. Great. I can see the bottom of the ship where it touches the water. Now the ship's getting smaller, but I can see over this wave because I'm 3 feet taller than that wave.
Yep.
Now, remember we looked at the pencils, right? This distance is the same as this little distance, which is the same as this smaller distance, smaller, smaller, smaller. So I just moved the wave out here. I don't know if you can see it. And let's say the pencils, there was just 3 pencils here. One here, one here, one here. The rest of the 20 pencils are all within this tiny little area. The area where you can't discern that the next one's any farther away, that's called your horizon. It literally becomes your horizon. So this ship is going to move, get smaller and smaller and smaller, and this wave is going to stay right there. That wave is your horizon. And that ship is going to get smaller and smaller and smaller until you can't see it. And that's how a 3-foot wave can block a cruise ship from a 6-foot tall person.
Wow, man, that's a new one. I don't think you showed me that one last one. That's good.
So here I'm zooming in. There's no ships. The boat, we're right at the water's edge. And look, oh, there are the boats all of a sudden. So now here's the question. Is this boat over the curve of the Earth? Or is it just behind a wave? Oh, there, wait, I see the water. I saw the water way beyond the ship. Look at this boat. Okay. Is it behind the Earth of the curve, the curve of the Earth? Or is it just going behind undulating, wide-bodied waves? Right? This boat is not below the curve unless the Earth curve is bouncing up and down. And when you zoom out, you can't see those waves. You just see a horizontal eye zone. Right?
That's so crazy.
So let me show you. I don't think this. Someone might be.
Is that you filming, or is this how far away are you?
No, this is I don't know, maybe 10 miles. That could be.
That's a P900 or whatever.
P1000, yeah.
P1000.
P1000. So here is a view of street lights. Now we know all of these poles are the same height. We can see that the street is level, but they look like they're going down, just like whether this is the sun or the moon. I think it's the sun. It's just
Wow, yeah. Holy
going
cow.
away. It's just going away. So here is my this is my kitchen flat earth counter. It's a little hard to see. This is a string. It looks like it's
Mhm.
going down. This is the
Yep.
same string. This is viewed from a terrestrial point of view on the counter, and this is viewed from the same height as the string, celestial point of view. And this sun is not going below this little blockage right here. Okay. It's
Mhm.
above it, but so is the sun. The sun is above this atmospheric deck of opacity, right? All these lines are level. The sun went down. That's the actual sun. This is my mock-up sun, just like my mock-up
Yeah.
eclipse. This line is a level line. This line is level with the counter. But this is how our eyes see it. This is a level line. It's this line right here. Isn't that
Mhm.
amazing?
Damn, that's good.
Okay. So let's look at this. Um, so what is this one? Sun. Oh, so people say, well, the sun, it's going over the horizon right there, right? But this looks like the sun is like partially gone beyond the horizon. But when we zoom
Mm.
in, we can see that it's actually still well above the flat earth. Your eye can't see the space between the sun, and it all just merges it together. It's how we see.
Man, I'm gonna go. I got some really dark ND filters for my cameras. I'm gonna start paying attention to this stuff and film some stuff for you when I'm out there.
So I put these fake clouds in the sky. The sun is just moving away. See how the sun's setting from the bottom up? Now it comes below this
Hmm.
cloud. But this cloud in the distance here, that merges with the horizon. So it just goes beyond it. Just goes beyond it.
Hmm.
Right?
Yep.
So let me show you. I gotta go perspective. Okay, so here is
And what are they telling us? Like I bet a lot of people watching this don't even know what they're telling us with the sun. They're saying that the
well,
sun's spinning around or the earth is spinning around the
yeah, the
sun,
earth is
right? So,
spinning, right? So when you're watching the sunset, you're at the beach,
mhm.
peaceful, watching the sunset. You have to believe that you're falling over backwards faster than the speed of sound, right? You're on top of the ball and you're falling over
Yep.
backwards, making the sun appear to set faster than the speed of sound, right? This is just the moon moving away, the sun
Yep.
moving away. It happened to match too. That level line, that's what it looks like from underneath, right? So it's all about perspective, right? So tell me what you see here. You see a
See a
dock,
dock
the
and a boat.
water, boat, clouds, sun, right? I put this
Yep.
together. I put this together. So is the dock higher or lower than the water in reality?
Higher.
Higher, because otherwise the boat on the water, the
Higher.
clouds higher
Yeah.
than the boat,
Yep.
sun higher than the clouds, right? Right? Can you see the building?
Mm-mm.
You see it now?
Mm-mm. I think is that the sidewalk or is that the skyscraper?
We're looking straight up at a building.
Holy cow. Yeah, that's I see exactly what you're saying
All right,
now.
so we're in New
Yeah.
York City now. We're looking straight up at the sun and it's 12 noon. Okay.
Hmm.
10 after 12, 12:20, 12:30, 1 o'clock. The sun has moved where? Is the sun below the horizon or beyond the building?
Yeah, the building.
It's beyond the building. How can we prove that? We can float up in the air and look over the building, or we can go backwards, way back and get a better view over the building, right? Go
Hmm.
backwards, the building will be
Yep,
smaller.
yep, yep,
You'll
yep.
have a better angle of view. Your view is being cut off, but the farther back you go, you'll be able to see.
Yes, I'm with you.
Okay. So here is how we see everything merges together. The sides come in, the bottom goes up, and everything kind of merges at your apparent eye level. Flat earthers always say the sun, the horizon rises to your eye level. I change it. The sun appears to rise to your apparent eye level. right? So we'll put a guy in here. This line represents his eye line. And I throw a mountain in here. I got the sun up there. The top of the mountain is thousands of feet above his eyes, right? Easy.
Yeah.
Okay. And so the sun is moving away just like it does. And it's going just like the sun did with the building. It's going beyond the mountain. It's not below the horizon. It's beyond the mountain. We can go up or we can go backwards. So it goes backwards 15 miles and the top of the mountain appears to be at his eye line. Now, if the Earth is a globe or it's flat, either way, at 20 miles, the curvature is like 400 feet or 40 feet or let's say it's 400 feet, whatever. This mountain is thousands of feet above his eye level. So this line right here is thousands of feet above his eyes, but he sees it as eye level. So the sun goes farther away. Is it going below the horizon or beyond the mountain?
Beyond the mountain.
Beyond the mountain. So now we add the clouds in there. The clouds are above the mountain. The sun is above the clouds. The clouds are all merging into this same line. So when the sun goes away,
it looks like
it's going below the curve of the Earth because that's what you believe. But what can we say about this line right here? This line is the top of the mountains, thousands of feet taller than his eyes. It's also the clouds, thousands of feet higher than the mountain. And the sun just went beyond it. Globers like saying, oh, flat earthers zoom in on a ship and bring it back into view. But how come you can't do it on the sun? Because you can't. The sun is behind. When something goes into the horizon and you're on a terrestrial object, a boat, a building, a mountain, you can zoom in and make that bigger. But if something is above that and goes beyond it, you can't zoom through anything opaque, even if you had the Hubble telescope.
Yeah. It's mind-blowing, man.
That perspective. They don't even want to teach it in our class, but it's once you understand this is how the sun disappears. And even without clouds, the air becomes opaque over distance. It does. It absolutely does.
What is the maximum distance of visibility?
Well,
like a perfect lit night.
Well, that's a great question. It's not that far, 100, 200 miles. It depends. It depends.
Oh, you can see that far? Wow.
Well, I'll tell you why. Well, you can and you can't. Okay. So where is it? Well, I can't talk and function at the same time.
Oh,
so,
I have the same problem.
And
I'll chop it up, so don't worry about it.
It's okay. It's okay. It's all right. I don't mind the pauses. It gives people a moment to think. Right. So from Malibu, you can see Mount San Jacinto. Am I saying that right? You're in California, right?
Yeah. No, I'm in Michigan.
Okay, whatever.
Jacinto. Yeah, San Jacinto or something.
You can't see it because the sky's blue, and you just can't see it because the light coming off of it can't push to your eyes. But if you put a infrared lens on, you can see the whole mountain.
Say that one more time. Say that one more time.
When you're looking through a clear day, the light that's bouncing off the mountain, you don't see me, you see the light that's bouncing off me. Turn off all the lights in this room, you can't see me. There's no light coming off me. The light that's bouncing off Mount San Jacinto can't push all the way through the 123 miles. You can't see it. It just becomes sky. That's what sky is, the limit of your vision through the atmosphere.
Yeah.
But if you put an infrared lens on, which cuts through that glare, you can see the whole mountain. The very, very tip of this mountain should be the only thing showing. There's 7,000 feet of curvature at that distance. It's over a mile of curvature, but we can see the whole mountain.
Yes, you can.
You can see the whole mountain. And I'll show you.
There's a place in Michigan too. I think you can see across like Lake Michigan or something like that, isn't there? Or I think it's Lake Michigan.
Right.
Just from Chicago to Detroit or something like that. No, you can see straight.
You can see across, and they go, well, that's a mirage. That's a mirage. We have taken a boat across and kept an eye on the whole city, and it never disappeared. If it was a mirage, it would disappear at some point. So our guys,
we have to do that this summer. Maybe Dave will come up here and we can go take you guys on a live.
It's been done.
Flat Earth adventure.
It's been done. It's a 50-mile trip on a boat trying to film the whole way. It's not easily, but it's there. It's there the whole time. This is up a little higher. You have clearer air. So using Earth Curve Calculator, calculating for this height, we can see all of these mountains here. There's 8 mountains, And the tops of those mountains should be 40 miles below the curve of the earth. 40 miles. But they're all right there. You know what mainstream says about this? Nothing. They won't even talk about it. They won't even acknowledge that it exists.
Yeah,
So,
because it's so provably wrong.
so the sun, remember, it migrates back and forth.
Yeah.
It migrates between the tropics, right? And
Yeah.
there's
What mountain is this?
these are just a whole bunch of mountains. I'm not.
No, what is the one that this view is from?
Oh, you know,
Or you don't
I'm
know?
not even sure. You have to watch the whole video. There's
Okay,
a whole
cool.
video
Yep.
on it that documents the whole
Yep.
thing. So here's a spot in Aluja, France, looking out of the mountain, out, and Mount Canigou is out there 175 miles away. Can't see it. That's because the top of that mountain is over half a mile below the curve of the earth. All right. But twice a year, the sun travels back and forth, Cancer, Capricorn, Capricorn, and it lines up with the mountain and the viewer. And now the sun's light is brighter than the light on that's coming off the mountain. And when it lines up and the sun moves, all of a sudden the sun's light backlights the mountain.
Yeah.
And the very top of this mountain should be over a half a mile below the curve, over a half a mile, right? And you know what the Globers say? Well, the sun is already set. It's just refracting up. And somehow the mountain is refracting up and blocking the refracted sunlight from getting to your eyes. The reason you can't figure that out is not because you're stupid, it's because it's stupid.
Yep.
It's stupid. They got you, they tell you stuff that's so convoluted. People go, oh, that's just too much for me to handle. I just have to believe the guy because he's got a lab coat on, he's got a pocket protector, he's got pens in it, and they call him a professor. Therefore, he must know. You know? There it is.
Who's the guy? Who's the guy from NASA that they send out to do damage control?
Neil
The one
deGrasse
that's like Neil deGrasse. Yes, that guy. You got a picture of that guy? This is the guy that
refuse.
Ah, good for you. Good for you.
But if you go on, I'm sure there's a whole bunch of videos.
Okay, yeah, they're so redacted. Did you ever get on redacted?
No, you were supposed to hook me up.
I did, man. I tried 3 times now for you, so I can't try anymore. But Clayton,
I get it. Look,
when he's ready, he'll bring you on.
Neil, I got a whole bunch of videos about stupid Neil. What a clown, ridiculous, but there's a whole bunch of videos that mention him.
I like the pear-shaped one. Maybe I'm gonna throw it into this video here because that's my
it's a little pear-shaped.
Did you just send me that or did I randomly come across that? Was that you who just sent me this week? I watched it for the first time and I was like, oh my gosh, they're saying the earth is a pear shape now?
Yeah.
Like, what's
this is a little pear shaped. Just a little pear shaped, a little pudgy.
You think they're going to get to a point where they're going to say that it is now became flat? Like the earth's core has turned itself into this.
Neil deGrasse said, that you can see the curvature from an airplane. And then we showed that you can't. It's, well, you got to see it from a MiG fighter. And they showed the Mythbusters up there showing their MiG fighter one, but one of their cameras wasn't looking out a curved window and it wasn't fisheye and it showed the horizon level. It was, well, the MiG fighter is 70,000 feet isn't high enough. You got to go up to 120,000 feet where the Red Bull jump was. And,
yep.
And then we showed that the Red Bull was completely and totally ridiculous because it was using fisheye lens. And Neil goes, well, you have to go higher than that, 120,000 feet. And he says at 120,000 feet, you can't see the earth. That stuff is flat, he goes. Literally, he said, that stuff is flat. So they keep moving the globe post.
The globe post, as you call it. That's it.
Yeah. The Red Bull
jumper.
Red Bull jump. Here he is on the ground. And the horizon's right here. He's getting into the capsule. And then when he opened the door at 120,000 feet, the horizon is at the same level, right? At that height.
Wait, say that.
So the horizon from the camera inside the capsule did not drop at 120,000 feet, right? And at that distance, there should be the horizon at that height. The horizon should be 381,000 feet below the capsule, but it's at the same height. It's at the same height. The higher you are, the farther you can see. right?
Mhm.
And again, this is the one that they love showing you. Oh, the curve of the Earth. This is the fisheye lens. All of
Yep.
this, all of this is where is he?
Flat.
No, it's not. It's all one state. Wherever they was it Arizona or whatever. Where did he take off
Yeah, I
from?
think it was Texas or Arizona.
Yeah, whatever. But we looked at the topography, and you can see rivers and stuff. This is all one state. It's New Mexico. It's all New
New
Mexico.
Mexico.
It's
And
all
they've came out, so NASA's came out and said that this was a fisheye lens. Like they've came out and admitted there's
they admit
nobody
it.
out
Yeah,
there trying to claim
they
that
had
this
to.
is that
They
you could
had
see
to
the
do.
curve, right?
They had to do damage control. Yes,
After they passed the lie off that that was curved Earth and you could see the curve of the Earth and they ran with that.
yeah,
And anybody that didn't
yeah.
go back to double check it thinks that, like, a lot of people think that this is why they believe the Earth is round, because they saw this video and
Because
they
they're
thought it
not.
was real.
Yeah, they're not willing to look at it. And anytime you see the curve of the Earth, put it on a globe, right? All of New Mexico covers this much of the globe, right? That's not even all of New Mexico, but it's all New Mexico.
And if they want to see that video of Neil where he admits and he holds the basketball, what do they search on your app to pull up that exact video?
You know what? I don't even know. Let's see if it comes up under that stuff is flat.
And then show us the one that always gets me is the NASA. And actually, I sent it to redacted
Boom!
too. So funny.
Look at that. I'm
What?
amazed every time it works. It worked. Oh, you can't see.
Oh,
You
yeah, I
can't see.
can't see.
I searched that stuff is flat, and there it is.
That's the video that they want to watch.
That's the one they want to watch. Just search on the app. That stuff is flat.
Perfect. And then show us the blue marble, because when redacted, actually, how I made the first intro for you was I go redacted. I get his newsletter every day, and his newsletter had a picture of the new Mars. Right, they were showing us this new Mars from photos from the Hubble telescope or whatever, or it was Venus. It was Venus. And I said, hey, do you know? I took a screenshot of it. And I said, do you know that those are not pictures of Venus, right? NASA's openly admitted that they've never taken a photo from space. If you go onto NASA's website and you look at the what you're seeing on the screen there, if you go under the fine print, it says image, right? And if you look up the definition of image, NASA's admitted they've never taken a photo from space. And most people don't believe me. So show us that, and then pull up the video on your app too.
This is the blue marble that was on everyone's iPhone. Another brainwashing technique.
Yep.
And we can see that they photoshopped all the stuff here. The guy that made it, his name is Robert Simon. He's a visual artist, and in an interview, a podcast interview, he said that he made it from data in Photoshop because it has to be. They can't. There are no pictures of Earth. He admits it, but globe believers defend it. I remember this. They said in 2017, this picture of Earth is dimming. Look at all the pollution. This should make you very sad. Wow.
Oh my
But
gosh,
look,
yeah.
the clouds didn't change. The same clouds. Did they do that on purpose, or are they that stupid?
I think that's stupid.
Well, I go back and forth. I think they did it for purpose because they are that stupid.
I think it's demoralizing. Part of it is just like it's so obvious that they just do it just to do it, you know?
Yeah, I think they're
Almost
laughing
like to
at
taunt
us.
you. And,
I think they're laughing at us tremendously. So, this is what am I looking for here? Marble.
so what do you think? What do you think about Neil? Do you think that he's part of this operation? Is he on the in? How many people do you actually think know the truth about what's going on out there? If you had to get to guess in the world.
Neil's, in my opinion, is totally in on it because he's like, we don't have time to talk to flat earthers. It's stupid, but he'll make video after video after video strawmanning us, right? Lying about stuff that we already know he knows isn't true. But he constantly strawmans us. Universal Pictures knew exactly what the Earth looked like 50, 60 years, whatever, 50 years before NASA.
When was the first person that ever went up?
Well, the first shot of Earth was in 1972. That's supposedly the first shot of Earth, and it matches.
That was the guy when it went up in the air balloon or whatever, the capsule thing.
Oh, that was I forget his name. It'll come to me. But that was like in the 50s or 40s or something like that, I think.
Okay, but still not the 20s, right?
Maybe it was way back then. I forget. I think
it was the 20s. Maybe it was though. Maybe it was before Michael Bird.
Richard Bird.
Richard Bird. Is it really Richard?
Now you got me.
Oh yeah, Michael. No, Michael Bird's the cop that shot Ashley Babbitt.
It's Larry Bird.
Larry Bird.
No, that's a basketball player. Come on. All right. So here's a 2012 picture of Earth. So we got the United States. And now
Mhm.
here's something we can measure. We can't go to space, but we can drive across Mexico and Baja, and we can show that it's 934 miles.
Mhm.
NASA tells us the radius of the Earth is 7,917 miles. So this segment, which is right here, I should be able to fit 8.5 of them between these two lines. See a problem?
Holy cow.
See a big problem, right?
Yeah, even if you try to bend that, you could only fit three or four.
Right. So
Dear Lord, that's insane.
yeah, it's crazy. And people say, well, you can't how could they paint that? They don't have Photoshop. Is this a painting or a photo? Is this a
Mhm.
painting or a photo? Is this a painting or a
Yes.
photo? One of them is a painting. Can you guess?
This first one painting?
They're all paintings. Sorry, I lied.
Nice. Nice
They're all,
catch,
they're
bro.
all, they're all
No
paintings.
shit.
Yeah,
I would have thought the last one was for sure a photo. That one I would have been like, yep, that's photo.
they're all paintings. Right? So what's harder to paint? A stupid globe, right? Or, this.
Hmm.
These guys, they're all paintings.
Yeah. It's so crazy now.
It's insane. It's totally insane.
It's like technology's finally catching up to like their lies, right? This would have been such an easy lie to pass off until Google and YouTube, right? Like,
Right. And here's the thing. These are all from NASA.
hmm,
Therefore, 8 of them or 9 are fake because only one can be real because they're all different.
what the hell is the one with the red on it? When do we start getting red? Is that like
These are all photos of Earth from NASA.
from NASA?
Okay. So at least 8 are fake, but we all know the truth. All 9 are fake. Here's 2 pictures, 2012 and 2013. I thought we were getting fatter. Look how small the United States is. And how do you see these vivid colors? The higher up you get, the Earth turns white. 120,000 feet, the Earth is white. You can't see any colors through all of that atmosphere.
Oh, well, what if somebody lets enough CO2 out of their fridge, Freon out
Well,
of the fridge?
yeah,
Then we can see crystal clear that day, right?
that could do it. That could do it. So, what about the live streams from the space shuttle from the ISS? This is a clip from the ISS showing, wow, that's amazing. Look, that's the Nile River, right? That is just this little circle right here. All of this is just that little circle. This is a fisheye lens
Yeah,
from
of
a high
course.
flying, high flying airplane, even balloon. Not sure.
I don't think it's that. I think they Photoshop the rest of it too.
Right. Well, I don't think it's Photoshop. I think it's literally just a high flying fisheye lens because the image the video looks real when the lights are going by, but it's like when I'm landing at the friggin' LaGuardia. That's what I'm seeing, bending around a ball. Right. This is from NASA. No, this is from NASA. This is compared to one of their NASA pictures. Which one has the right amount of curve? Fake and more fake.
Wow.
Yeah. Right. And how about this? Here's the United States. So I circled here liberally what we're seeing on this.
Hmm.
So the rest of this is on the other side of the ball. The rest of this, come on, Alaska, all of this, Australia, all of that's on the other side of the ball. The problem is when we go to the other side of the ball, so we got Africa here. So right here, all of this is on the other side. The reason you can't figure it out is because it's stupid.
Yes, it is. That's freaking nuts.
Yeah.
Do you have the one where the cup is sitting on the table and you look down at the table and you slide that cup backwards and the cup disappears like a ship behind the thing?
Oh,
You were doing it on your kitchen table with your wife or something. Um, or you
uh,
guys were laying on the ground or something. I forget where it was. I
I don't
just
think
watched it the other
it
day.
was on a chair. Forget.
Yes, that's what it was.
Yeah, yeah. It might take me 1 minute to find it.
I got faith in you, Dave.
Yeah, do. Thanks. Appreciate it.
Mhm.
This one. This is that's one we saw already. Boats on the horizon. Um,
And guys have done these too on frozen lakes. There's a couple of videos out there that Dave just showed me where they're on this frozen lake and they have lasers because you can't actually see the distance, but it's a flat lake, right? That should be curved. Obviously, it's a lake and there's no curve to it.
I have that. I have that right here. Frozen Lake. Here we go. So this is a guy, and but people say, these experiments are really hard to do. You got to think about this. This is 8 miles, so the guy's got to go back and forth 8 miles on a frozen lake at night. It's
Yeah.
freezing and batteries and communications and all of this stuff. So this
Oh,
guy,
it worked.
so we got this lake. So large bodies of water at rest lie flat. Water
Mhm.
at when it's laying at rest freezes when it gets cold. He's got his camera 6 inches off the ice. And in the video, he verifies all of this, drills through the ice, shows that he's not high. And then you got all these four lights out here. And this is 8, 7, 6, and 5 miles away, right? The curve of the Earth should be 30 feet, 22 feet, 15 feet, and 9 feet. But for some reason, they're all there on the same flat line. This one refracted up 30 feet. This one refracted up 22 feet. This one refracted up 15 feet. And this one, refraction is just perfect. It just magically refracts. It never refracts higher than the horizon. It always refracts
Yeah.
perfectly onto a straight line horizon.
And explain that for people too, because I'm looking at 5 miles and I'm going, why isn't 5 miles in 10 miles should be 18? It should double. Why?
No,
I know a lot of people are going to see that.
it
Why is
doesn't
that?
double. It goes, because when,
Yep.
so
Grab your ball. Show us in the ball.
I have a
Oh,
better video.
you got even
Tell
better
me to
than
go.
that.
Don't
Of
tell me
course
to
you
go.
do. Of course you do.
Um, Curvature. If I could find it. Um, there it is. So don't worry, people. It's easy math. We were all taught the Pythagorean theorem: a squared plus b squared equals c squared, right? So if a guy's standing on the top of the ball and we draw a line tangent out from his feet, if he goes around here, it's just a smaller drop. Farther, it's a bigger drop. Same distance farther, a bigger drop. So the drop would be from here down to the curve of the Earth. So they tell us the radius of the Earth is 3963, right? So we got the radius times the
Mhm.
distance. Let's say it goes out 100 miles, and we square the distances and multiply them against each other. There's this many feet or miles, and then we divide it out. It's 1.26 miles drop, right? That drop is 1.26 miles or 6,660 feet. At 100 miles, there's 6,660 feet of drop. So 1 mile, there's 8 inches drop. At 2 miles, it's not 16 because it's curving away. You have to square the miles.
Yeah.
2 times 2 is 4, 16, 32. 3 miles is 6 feet. 10 miles is 66 feet. 100 miles is 6,660 feet. Again, notice all the sixes in their satanic model, but that's
Mhm.
how it works. And by the way, there's 2 other formulas more complicated than this that do Earth curvature. And they all say that there's more curvature than this. So we chose this one because it's easier and it gives the ball the benefit
Mhm.
of the doubt. So, and by the way, after 2,000 miles, it doesn't work so good because it starts going, in on itself.
Yeah,
I
the
think
opposite.
it's
Yep.
accurate literally within like feet at 2,000 miles, but nobody can see 2,000 miles. Stop worrying about it. It
Yep.
works perfectly good from where we are.
Yep.
Yeah. So there you go. That's the curvature formula.
And you got a couple of the videos where you were showing us like a rat crawls across like the Mars rover. No, those things were pretty cool too.
Oh, yeah, the Mars is let's look at Mars for a minute because so this is let me ask you a question. It's going to be a test. You ready? You ready for a test?
I fail these every time, Dave.
All right. Is Mars
I'm
or a desert here on Earth?
gonna say desert on Earth.
Are you sure it's not the moon?
Every time.
Are
Uh,
you sure it's not a construction site across the Hudson River from New York City?
Dubai.
Right? Or is it Mars?
I can't tell. I have absolutely no zero clue.
This
No,
is
I know it's not Mars because we ain't never been to Mars. So,
this is a photo from NASA from Mars.
oh, that is Mars. That is what they're telling us is
Right.
Mars.
And now I don't get $80 million a day, all right, yet. But I put this guy in 4 seconds, and then I spent another 8 seconds and turned it into the moon, dropped the moon buggy in there. That took me like 30 seconds to get the shadow right. And then I added the city and I added the tractor. And the whole thing took me almost 5 minutes. I mean, then I had to load it into OBS so I could show you. But people were like, no, we went to Mars. Well, Mars is real. Mars is real. Okay. Devon Island or Mars? This is Mars. This is Devon Island. This is from NASA. This is not. I actually had some video pictures and I screwed them up. I forgot which ones were Devon Island, which ones were Mars. And one of them, a Glober supposedly made one and said it was from Mars. And like, here's the problem. You can't even keep track of which ones. I can fool you. All right.
Yep.
My budget is nothing. Right. Let's do another one. This is this Devon Island or Mars?
Oh, those are acorns. Those are definitely
Those-
Devin's
so
Island.
here's the thing. I don't remember which ones are which. I think
I don't blame you, man.
I can't keep track of which ones are which. It's so stupid. That's how easy. As a matter of fact, I took some of their pictures.
You need to start putting the thing behind your shoulder there, Dave. So like you can just step out of the way and you'll know which one it is,
Oh, okay, yeah, that's a good idea.
Yeah.
The Devon Island, this is
Is that
one
a hammer
where
there? Yeah, that's a hammer there.
this is the helicopter. So they have a helicopter that they can
With
fly
a shadow.
they can fly with a remote control from millions and millions of miles away. The atmosphere is less than 1% of what Earth has here, but we don't have a helicopter here that can go to the top of Everest, where the atmosphere is far thicker than here. So this battery-powered helicopter drone has done dozens of flights being controlled from spinning Earth 50 million miles away. I would like to see them fly a remote control helicopter in Connecticut from California.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I'd like to see them do it. Fly it, take a picture, and people just want to believe this stuff, right? Here, ready? Mars or Devon Island? Here we go. Mars or Devon Island?
Devon Island. I know, no idea.
All right. I think I have them listed.
Why is it cut out like that?
This is how they do it because it's all a whole bunch of pictures. This is how the rover takes a whole bunch of pictures and they stitch them together. So I just took this window and half of there it is. You're right. I have it here. That says Devon Island, right?
Oh, there you go.
This one is Mars. This one it's Mars. This one looks like Mars. Nope, Devon Island.
And they people don't even question it anymore.
Yeah,
it's like they're so used to being lied to, and they're just like, "Yep, okay." They're telling us this. Where's your effing tax dollars going, people? Like this is your hard-earned money. You put your energy out into the world, and in exchange, they were giving you these dollars. And then by them printing these out of thin air and giving them to places like NASA, like that is your wealth, man. I can't believe this doesn't piss more people off than just me, dude.
I took some of these pictures, which are all Devon Island. I added the sky in there. I've taken sections of them and I put them into Google Earth. This is actually, I think this is Devon Island and this is Mars. And here's the seam where I put them together. And at Google image search, identified some of the Devon Island ones as Mars. So that means that Google has been filing NASA pictures that are actually from Devon Island or parts of them. And why do they have like this Mars experiment center in Devon Island? It's crazy.
That's really bizarre.
Yeah.
That's really freaking bizarre.
Right. These are all Mars. I'm just
And,
adding sun. That's Mars, supposedly Mars. How hard is it to
yeah.
fake this crap? This
Oh,
is all
easy.
Mars. It's just like, and people are like, oh, that's so cool. And I added I may or may not have added the blue sky. I forget if
Yeah.
they're adding stuff now. It's
So,
oh yeah. Here's my wait, hold on. Here's let me make this a little smaller. This is my Google image search. Oh, and when I took this picture, it came up with all of these. It Google image search, which is looking at micropixels for matches, and it's finding
mhm,
matches from
it's
Devon
hashing it.
Island
Yeah, it's
to
literally hashing it.
yeah, it's crazy. Um, Here is oh yeah, so this is from Devon Island, and this is from Google Image. They have these strong these high res pictures, and I went in and I took a clip and I took a section and I looked for it, and it came up with Mars pictures. It thinks that a piece from here is from Mars. That's what I was talking about.
Jeez, oh Pete.
Yeah.
That's crazy. What about the show me that were you able to find that mouse one? I want to show
Um,
them that. That one blew my mind. There were
the
or some of the space stuff too is crazy. Like when they catch them with the green screen stuff you were showing me, like the
yeah
astronauts in space and they reach out and grab each other and they're like,
yeah I could show you all that.
I'm gonna try
Just
to.
trying to find there's one more that I wanted to show you. Here we go. Oh, this one. So this is a close up of the Mars rover, and we're zooming in on the picture. And as we zoom in, what do we see?
Oh, fly.
A fly.
Space fly, the first spot. Fly from
There's life
space.
on Mars. That proves that there's life on Mars.
Oh, this would be groundbreaking, revolutionary. There must be water on Mars then too.
Must be.
And more bugs for that thing to eat. Or maybe it eats space rocks. It's the first space eating rocks fly.
Yeah. Crazy,
Where
right?
so this was an actual zoom out on that again. Show us what they were that video. What is
Um,
that? Or what was it supposed to be?
this was a photo of the thing took a selfie. The rover took a selfie of itself. So here's the picture. And
Oh,
so
the rover took a selfie?
yeah, the rover took a selfie of itself. So this is just one picture, and somebody is moving in Photoshop, zooming in, analyzing it. A flat earther. Look what he found: a fly.
They didn't even realize there was a freaking fly sitting on the thing that
How
they
would they realize
published.
they had things? You can't keep track of everything. Pretty crazy.
And is that's so that's saying that the rover right there out there is moving that camera around
No,
and
no,
took that
rover's not
picture?
moving the camera. They took
Oh.
a big picture, and a person is taking it in Photoshop, and
Oh, okay, okay,
is
okay, cool.
moving
Okay.
the cursor around
I
live.
didn't know if that was a video that from the rover.
No. So it's just a picture, and they're zooming in. That there tells
Jeez.
you NASA is full of crap. Full of crap. Again, on the app, go to the space balloons ones, watch those videos. It's worth the $3 for the app just for that.
Yeah.
You can find the app at flatearthdave.com if you ever
Yeah,
forget it.
in Matta.
Here,
Use
right
promo
there,
code Matta.
right there. Use promo code Matta.
Yep. So show us these space ones because I know that everybody's gonna watch a few of these. They're gonna want to see all, they're gonna want to dive into this app. I know I did. I mean, I spent about probably a week in this app after I got it, which just like I had to put it down because I couldn't stop consuming more content. I was just like, oh my gosh, everything is so
What I tell people is
like
just
once you
watch
start,
the daily video. Every day there's a daily video.
yep,
Just watch that video. That'll lead you down some rabbit holes. Then you'll search for another video, and the videos
yep,
that come up after the video, the featured video, are good videos because I'm controlling that algorithm, not YouTube.
yep, yep.
So
And it's funny too is every time I find something that's even the remotely flat Earth, like yesterday I sent Dave a video of the astral projecting, right? The leaked CIA documents that finally are coming out and they're talking about astral projecting. And he goes, "Oh yeah, I've done that. I've done that before." And I go, "Of course you did, Dave. Of course you
well,
already knew about this. You're
you
in
know
this
what?
world
I
all the
actually
time."
read
So
that a
I'm,
while ago. I read that document a while ago. I forget how long
mhm.
ago,
Yeah, that
but
was from 2007. I think it got released or something like that, or 2003 or
yeah,
something.
yeah, that's somewhere back then. And astral projecting is quite interesting. Like is the definition of astral projecting if you know that you're in the sleep and then you can fly above your house and fly all over town and see incredible detail. Is that astral projecting?
I think as projecting is like you being in a dream state, like your body's there, but you're able to like basically you're in a dream that you can
I
control.
can
Yeah,
go
and you can actually
anywhere I want.
leave.
I go anywhere I
I
want. And
was
then I was like, let me
I
go
was
down
trying
the
it last
street
night. It
I've
was pretty
never gone
bizarre.
down before. And then I could see all the houses and stuff. And then it's like, I think I'm seeing like real high detail. But I don't know. I think I think we all have the ability to do that. It's just we're all lost in,
We do.
all this nonsense.
Well, they say that it's like you have to have those frequencies that they play, like you put on the headset, right? And it's like it
Yeah.
tells you like if you hear this in
The
the right ear,
binaural beats, right?
I got them. Yeah, it's called what is it called? It's called the
Binaural beats or
actually
binaural beats.
nope. I had to buy Spotify last night. Give me one second. I want to pull it up because somebody's gonna ask me for it. And it was so it is the Gateway Experience, is the actual audio track, and you actually have to get it looks like a podcast one, but this guy's recorded. It's 14 hours and 14 minutes, and guy walks you through it step by step. You got to start
Oh, nice.
at video one. I got into two last night, and it was pretty bizarre. I mean, I was laying in my bed flat, and you're hearing these noises, and the guy's talking to you, and then he gives you time to like do your thing, and you're humming, and you're basically you're programming your body to like actually take in the energy because we're pure energy. Everything around this earth is energy, right? And when you can sync that energy in your body and you can project yourself and do things that you never thought were possible, you can basically bend fucking time at your will. And I mean, I think I got this close to actually like there was a 1 second glimpse where I was myself outside of my body for 1 second, but then your brain starts going, it kind of like snaps you back. And it was
Keep doing it. You'll
bizarre,
get
but I'm
better
going
at
to
it.
do it again
You'll get better
tonight.
at it.
I'm going to do it again and do it again. And they say, these people can do it for like 30 minutes now.
Wow. All right, so check it out. ISS. Are they playing with layers? Like, where did this guy just faded in? He'll fade out in a second. Um,
This is live or
so
was live,
this
right?
was
Or
live, and
well,
this is what we're seeing. And then wait, that just shows you right there. It's all fake, right? This guy, where'd he go?
and
Where'd
this
he
is
go?
supposed to be live on TV. That's how we're seeing these, right? Like
This
at one
is
point, these are
from
live.
NASA. This is from their video. So this is showing you that they're using green screens and all sorts of stuff. And this one, what's going on there? Right?
Mhm.
Um, that to me
You give them the
is,
green light to go.
yeah. So here is, you ever watch them put the astronauts in their spacesuits? How it
No,
takes
but
like four people to do it, but somehow they can do it themselves. The guys who went to the moon can get in and out of their spacesuits and everything. But this guy forgot to which foot is the right foot, which is the left. He's got his shoes on the wrong feet. You think that there would be some sort of failsafe for that since this is airtight? I mean, all that air is trying to get out of that suit. How come he
so
doesn't explode like the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man?
tell us about that because everybody, I try to explain this to somebody. So you're in a vacuum, right? Space is a vacuum, which means that like, do you have a video of like what happens to like something in a vacuum? Like when
Just put vacuum things exploding in a vacuum chamber. Somebody put like a Stretch Armstrong in a vacuum chamber, it explodes. Put a soda can in a vacuum chamber, it explodes. Right? They put an astronaut in the 60s into a vacuum chamber, and before they got half the air out, he passed out. And he said his tongue started to boil, and he almost died. They had to open it up super fast to get in there. But they've never put an astronaut in a vacuum chamber. You would explode. This guy's wearing a friggin' snowboard outfit. He would explode. That's it. All of the air is trying to get out. That's the laws of physics. But in the vacuum of space, for some reason, they have no issue with that. And the Globers, they just don't even want to address that point. It's absolutely ridiculous, right? The air in this balloon is trying to get out. The air in this balloon is trying to get out. This guy is just floating around. Look at the curve of the earth. It's so cool, right?
Mhm.
This is all done in a green screen studio. Sometimes it's done underwater. This one's interesting. The colors swapped, right? Everything that was tan went blue, and everything that's blue went tan. Right? Look at the ball, right? It just
Yep.
switched. They had like a glitch, right? That tells you that they're using, green screen technology. This is one of my favorites. You got Kamala Harris. Oh, she's talking to the guy in the space station. It's so cool. It's such great. And they're always dangling. They're always playing with something. So he's got his wire and he's playing with his wire. Is that so dark? Is that dark for you?
No, I can see it. I mean, it's a little dark, but I can see it good.
Okay. So watch the wire and watch his wrist. Let me just jump forward a little bit. Watch it goes right through his hand and wrist. Ready? It's behind his hand and right through his wrist. Right through his hand. What does that tell you?
What is that? How is that going through his wrist?
It's
What is
not
there?
real. It's not real. Though he's
So
not even
there's
wearing
nothing
that
even
watch.
there?
No, it's all just he can see something on a screen and he's manipulating it. It's called augmented
Oh,
reality,
yep.
right? And of course, they're never doing any science. They always say, "Oh, we're doing science," but they're playing ball, right? And his head goes out of the green screen area. Did you see his head just morph up there?
Yes, I sure did.
Yeah. And this is when they were coming up to dock at the space station, and they looked out the window. They're like, "Oh, you can see the space station and the shuttle," and they're going to show you out the window. Watch this. That's the space station. That's the shuttle, by the way. That's the space shuttle. This is the space station. Look, what? Watch this. It goes. What's going on here? This is
17,
real.
and it's moving 17,000 miles per hour too, for people that don't know, right? Or
Yeah, but
16,000 or
they're
1,700
going.
miles per
They're
hour.
17,500 miles an hour, but they're moving 17,500 miles an hour
Oh,
too.
perfect. Of course.
Yeah.
Perfect
And
speed,
and
right?
but how does it go inside the window ledge? Look at this thing. What is this made of? This is like a horrible model. This is the space shuttle docked to the space station right here. Isn't that stupid? The reason you can't figure it out is because it's stupid, right?
It's the best analogy ever.
In space, you only get one shirt a week, maybe two washcloths a week or something like that. You have to work out for 2 hours a day, sweating your ass off, and there's no showers. Look at her hair. Is she having a good hair day? Look closer. Is that a good hair day?
Wonderful.
That's a freaking great hair day. Look at her makeup.
That's wonderful.
How much does she have
Oh,
makeup
spot
on?
on.
Does she have makeup on?
Oh,
How do you
100%.
apply makeup
100,000%.
and take makeup off in space?
Yeah, how do they brush their teeth?
Oh, they do. They tell you that there's like 10 videos
Vagina.
of them saying just swallow it. They're teaching kids to swallow toothpaste.
Oh, extra dose of fluoride,
Yeah.
keeps the doctor away, right?
They're teaching kids to swallow toothpaste.
Oh, NASA does it. It must be safe.
Yeah. So let's keep going here. This one's interesting. They always do their little flip. This is at the end of a conversation, and they went to do a flip. Now watch these people. What are they looking at? This guy has to go over and reset a lever. But watch Scott. He gets all tangled up, and he so where's this guy going? There's supposed to be a roof there. Where's he going? He spins around, gets tangled in his wire. This guy's trying to fix something, and they're like, "Oop," and they don't know how to fix it. And then you're gonna see a wire pull on his shirt. This guy's like kind of laughing. This guy's like, "All right, let me get out of here." And if you can hear the sound, there's a lever over here. When he pulls it, the wires reset. You hear it go kerclunk.
Now we can't hear the sound, but
I know I can't hear the sound either. But I'm saying if you ever see the video, just keep watching.
yep, I'm watching. Oh yeah, oh yeah. He somebody did something.
And then watch right here. You're going to see a wire pull his shirt out, and I'll zoom in on it. See? Right there. Boom. And that's right when he resets it. You hear clunk, 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 and the wire goes out. Right? Here's the problem. Anybody that can't see this is because they don't want to see it, because they don't want to believe that that they can be lied to on such a level. They don't want to believe that they can be lied to on such a huge, huge level. This guy right here, he's doing something and he drops it. Oop, why did it fall? He's like, oops. He's looking around. He's like, did anyone see that? Did anyone see that? He dropped it and it fell. Like there's gravity going back and forth there.
Yeah.
Right? Why is it falling? It should just floating. You should never be able to drop anything.
Never.
Yep.
Oh, yeah, we'll pretend like that didn't happen.
Yeah. And look at these guys. They're all having a little party. Yeah, they're always, they always have matching shirts and stuff. That's cool. But all of this fruit is just sitting on a table. How come it's not floating? How come the fruit is just sitting there? Right? And
Yeah.
they were
And
excited.
wouldn't the citrus like ball up on that and float and like cause a space fire? Like, isn't there like
Oh my God.
water?
But they rarely have fresh fruit except when the capsule comes up, when the Soyuz comes up. And so they were excited they had fresh fruit and they were playing with a lemon. And this lemon went away, but it's not a real lemon. It's virtual reality. Watch what happens. Watch the hand carefully. Let me zoom in. See that? Zoom in again. Watch. Watch the hand.
Oh, yeah, it went on the other side of it.
It's it's
It
not
went right
real.
through it. Or
It's not
yeah,
real.
you're right. Nobody even questions this.
Look at that
The
hand.
fact that
It looks like a claw also. Like I
hey,
don't even think the hand is real.
when is the last time NASA's been audited by the United States government?
Oh, we have auditnasa.com. I think it's auditnasa.com. Austin Whitsitt has got this whole thing where they're trying to audit NASA and they're holding NASA's feet to the fire. It's very, very interesting. If you watch the
But when
level
is the
that
last
they
time they've
film,
actually audited them?
oh, never, never.
Okay, that's what I wanted to know.
Yeah, never. If you watch Justin Harvey, he went to a town meeting in Florida, wherever the space shuttle is, and talked about NASA's fraud, showed all this stuff, and said that this needs to be questioned, and nothing ever came of it, but it was huge. It went super viral. It's in the
I saw
movie.
that.
It's in the movie Level with Me.
Yep, sure
Um,
is.
yeah, it's really good. And here's Don Pettit, the dumbest guy on earth, who became an astronaut. He said that he was tired of drinking coffee out of a bag, so he created a cup that the coffee sticks in, and he's showing it. And watch what happens to the coffee. Look, it came unsynced with the bag. I'll zoom in.
Yep, I see it. What the hell, man?
Yep. And then you know what this is, right? These guys are in here. Remember, fading in, fading out, right? They're always holding their arms like this, right? They're always
Mm-hmm.
holding themselves in a weird way. Look, he moved his arm and revealed the green screen.
Yep,
Right? I have a little green screen showing up right over here. See it a little bit.
yep. Yeah,
Okay.
you definitely. I can see it. Yep.
Yep. I don't know why that's doing that. It's pissing me off. There we go.
We're gonna get you new camera and some new lights in there, Dave.
Well, I need a DSL. Do you have a DSL camera, a DSR or whatever?
Four of them.
You
I
have
sure
four?
do.
Can I
Mirrorless.
have,
I'll send you the link to everything I got in an Amazon shopping cart. I'll send you everything I have.
send me just one that's not going to break the bank. Okay.
No, this is the best. That's why only what I get is there's the cheapest one you can get that's a mirrorless camera that is high quality that you want. It's the
All right.
cheapest one. It'll last you for
Write it
five
down right
years.
now. If you don't send it to me, how about this? You don't send it to me, I'm not going to send you the video for this file. This video, right?
Deal.
As soon as I get that, I'll send you the video. Um,
Deal.
and then here is, these are old ones, but they're old. These are goodies. Look, this ball is real. It's filled with helium, but look right here. That's augmented reality. Look,
Mhm.
ball is real. It's got helium in it, but that's fake. Did you see it? Watch again. Right? Nothing's here. And then bam, there it is. And now she's manipulating it.
And the other ball over on the right too, right?
This ball.
No, the yellow one. There was a yellow one in the.
You
I
see
don't know
it?
if you can go back to that. Watching the right side of the screen.
Oh,
Yeah, it appears.
is that a distraction? That's not even real. That's supposed to be an animation. But look,
Okay.
they even put the little Star Trek beaming thing in.
Yeah.
Right? What are they doing?
Yeah. Where the fuck?
What are they doing? Yeah. Isn't that crazy? And and then
That's
little things like this, this guy is running down the hallway and look, he fades out. He becomes transparent, just like Wimpy's hamburger every time
jeez.
I
Oh,
eat it.
Pete.
He becomes transparent because there are no right turns when you're on a zero G plane. This is filmed on a zero G plane. He goes around the
You
corner.
think it is?
They fade him. I'm pretty sure this one is because this is
Don't
just
they have don't they
clips.
have zero G technology now where they can basically create a zero G environment where you can
They might, but they have AI now that can create videos of sharks riding bicycles, and it looks real. Okay, so you know, we've been saying for a long time, there's going to be a time where you're not going to be able to tell what's real and what's not, and we are at that time. It's here, and it's confusing the crap out of us. Then they get, you know, celebrities like Will Smith. You know, he's in his NASA suit and he's had this call with the space station. He knows, but the on this one, the guy, what happened? He comes forward and he fades out. Yeah, look, he's transparent. He was transparent for a second there. And so this is how they get kids and adults, right? He becomes transparent. Right there. Boom. Gets right through his head.
Yep.
Yep.
Jeez, oh, Pete.
Yep. Then this guy, he dropped the ball. And they're like, oh, she's like, no, don't go. Like this guy tries to go, his wires won't let him. Right? They're always hold their
Wait,
hands
he just
like
dropped
this.
something.
Yeah, they dropped the ball and he tried to go get it. And
he couldn't go down far enough.
Because they always hold their hands like this. They're always holding their hands like this. I was
because they got the straps under their arms, right?
Well,
the harness is under their shirts.
It's something they teach you when you scuba dive, to hold your arms like that. And I'm not saying these guys are underwater, but it's a lot of the stuff that they do is very similar.
And wouldn't her hair be like fully
well, it's pulled back, right?
Or you think they're actually on a zero G plane and they hit that one point where it's like,
this is just a studio.
Just studio.
They always have somebody with super long hair, right? Think about that. They don't let women with super long hair on jet planes, but they let them on the space station, right? It's the dumbest thing ever. One of the best videos on my channel, if you write and go in the video search and write, I have to go to the bathroom. I have to go. Just say I have to go. I have to go to the bathroom. This video shows up. Whoa, didn't show up. Maybe just type in bathroom. Or OOM. There it is. I have to use the toilet. That's the name of the video. Dude, this is the funniest video ever. Think about this. They're giving a tour of the bathroom. Okay. Yep. They're giving a tour of the bathroom. It's 20 years in use. The bathroom literally has an opening like the size of a milk carton. And there's a plastic liner you have to put in there. Okay. Listen to this, Matt. Listen to this, Ryan. And then you poop and pee into the bag in zero gravity. And then you use a stick, like a broken hockey stick, to push the poop down. And then you unhook the bag and push it down in the toilet, and you put another bag in there and put it over the top. I challenge anyone to use that bathroom here on Earth with gravity assisting, let alone in zero G. And the girl's in there, she's touching the inside of the bathroom. It would be disgusting. And think about this, Ryan. You ever get an upset stomach? You ever eat some like bad tacos or something, some crappy food, right? Imagine the bile in your stomach, not knowing where the bottom of your stomach was. So it's just free floating in your stomach. And then you're eating pizzas and tacos and all the crap that they're eating on there. You think you'd ever have, let's say it, explosive diarrhea? Okay. That would kill everyone on the space station. One person vomiting or explosive diarrhea that's it. Everyone's dead. It's over.
Done. Just nuked. Just shit everywhere.
It's shit everywhere. And the bathroom's right there. It's no problem. There's no cleaning crew. They never once mentioned they have to clean the bathroom. Watch that video. Search bathroom on the app. Watch that video. And if you still believe NASA, I can't help you.
Can't help you.
I can't help you.
We've been going almost 2 hours now. Again, give a big shout out to this app. What is this app all about? Tell us one last time.
The app is the way to buy. It's the ticket to your freedom. It literally will teach you. It'll teach everyone. It'll entertain you. People are saying I should sell it for $30. I want everyone to have it. It's $3. The reason I sell it is because it cost me well over $10,000 a month to run. Okay, well over. And those costs are going up. The more people go on, the more it costs. So it's $3, and that's the subscription that allows you to message people that want to try. Let me show you.
And dude, let me add a little bit to this. So how big is the Bitcoin community, right? 25% of Americans own Bitcoin. There is an app similar to the Flat Earth app, but for Bitcoin.
Yeah.
And two, what I would suggest to you, I don't know if you have this on here, but users on the Orange Pill app for Bitcoin can actually post their services. So if I'm looking for a tile guy, like you can post your thing on there that you're a tile guy. So like if I wanted to hire somebody that does tile and I see that Dave's got a flat earth guy that does tile that lives down the street from me, I think it
Dude,
might be a cool feature in
dude,
the next
ready?
model.
Ready? It's already there. I'm already there. Watch this. Ready?
No way.
You
No
ready?
way.
I'm already there. And people are just learning about this now. So I'm going to go to the profile section. So I'm going to open up my profile. And let's say I want to put
You can
solar
find me
power.
too.
I want to put solar power on my house. Okay. So I'm
Yep.
going to scroll down here. I'm going to say search for friends by keyword. And I want solar in Florida. So I'm going to type in SOLAR. And look, here's actually it's my good buddy, and I knew that would happen. He is in the solar power business in Florida. You can type solar Florida, or you can type cabinet maker Northeast, or you can type
Yep.
whatever, and so then you can make, you can connect and call the person and everything. He
That's
just set
so
up his
cool.
profile. Somebody called me the other day and said, "Hey Dave, you were in a solar business. I'm in Florida. I want to put solar on my house, blah blah blah." I was like, "I got the perfect guy for you." I go, "But just search the app for it and it'll come right up." So you can put whatever you do in there, because check this out. He wanted to put solar on his house, but he only wanted to work with a flat earther, right?
Yep.
Flat earthers only want to work
Mhm.
with flat earthers. I don't want to work with anybody else. So if I had 10 applicants for a job and one of them was a flat earther, I'd hire
Mhm.
him, even if he wasn't the
100%.
most qualified, right? Because
Yep.
he's a free thinker, his ability. So everybody go in your profiles, fill out as much information as you want. There's a place that says
Yep.
keywords, and then you put in what your solar, solar,
Mhm.
Connecticut, residential, commercial, whatever you want to put in there. And then
Mhm.
people will be able to find you. It's going to
Mhm.
be the number one networking tool ever in this community, and it's growing faster and faster. Let me show you something else that is
Yeah.
coming up in the next update, not the one that's just happening this week. Um, this is a meetup creator, right? So like if you want to have a meetup, you have to like get some channel to advertise it for you. So you open it up and it's like, okay, sort by date, sort by location, meetups within 500 miles of me, list your own meetup, edit my meetup. So if I click list my own meetup, I come to this form. I just fill out all the information, select my background, right? Hit preview, hit
Mhm.
save. And then here's my meetup at Rico's Pizza, right? 123 Main Street. Blah, blah,
Yep.
blah. Put all the information. You'll be able to click everything. I got a group on the app where you can join the group. And that
Yep.
way it starts like a Telegram type group on the
Mhm.
app of all people in the area. And then you just, you can scroll to the next one, right?
Yep.
This one here, this is Flat Earth Social in the UK. They do it the last Tuesday of every month. So here's their next one, right? Oh, here's
Yep.
Sounds Beautiful, which is a festival I'm doing in the UK, June 27th,
Yep.
28th, 9th, 30th. 4-day music, truth, health, freedom. It's going to be an amazing festival in the UK, and I'll be speaking there
Too
along
far
with
for
my
me.
friend Ian Leahy. I know it's too far for me too, but I'm going. So anyone listening that's in the UK, come to Sounds Beautiful. You can find it on my website. You can find it on the app also. And then here's another Flat Earth Social for the following month. So everybody will have the ability to list their own and manage their own stuff. So all the meetups will go on there, and you could say,
Yep.
"Alert me anytime someone puts a meetup that's within 500 miles."
Can I pay for this app in Bitcoin?
It's the open source is coming in a few months, and
Ah,
yes, you
man.
can pay in Bitcoin. You can play
Man.
every way is possible, but definitely in crypto.
Good job. Good job, my
Yeah,
man. Bitcoin. Bitcoin only.
yeah. Well, that's fine. Are you just just straight Bitcoin
Bitcoiner?
and not BSV or anything
Uh
like that?
so I wasn't. No, until recently I was there's a couple blockchains, Cadena being one of them that I'm really passionate about because the technology is so leaps and bounds. It basically makes every other blockchain besides Bitcoin irrelevant as far as a proof of work blockchains or a smart contract blockchain. So Cadena is the future of all smart contract blockchains. It's not even up for debate. It's like comparing MySpace to if you create an app and you combine TikTok, YouTube, Amazon, Google, and Apple all into one application, right? That would be comparing Cadena to any other proof of work blockchain that is besides Bitcoin, right? Like Bitcoin is in a realm of its own. There'll never be a second best, right? Bitcoin is consuming the bond market, it's consuming the real estate market, it's eating every fiat currency in its path. And nobody will ever be able to do that without something like Bitcoin because of the decentralization of Bitcoin and the fact that Bitcoin doesn't change. The network is so big and so vast that even a nation state at this point can't co-opt enough power to basically fork the chain. There's a great video out there. This guy does it, and he basically shows how much it would cost. It costs a nation state roughly $1 billion, and all they would do is get one bad block out of it. Like they would attempt to fork this chain. They would create enough hash power to basically try to create a false transaction. They would spend $1 billion of computer power and resources to do so, and they would get basically rejected by the network. Yeah, it would be a really $1 billion one block. Okay, cool. The blockchain would just continue on to where it was before, so it would be absolutely useless, and you'll never get that in another blockchain ever for all of eternity, unless somehow they figure out a way to hack Bitcoin, which has never been done, and maybe AI and all this shit that maybe it's just the amount of power that you put into it's just not worth what you get out of it, so it becomes completely useless. And then at that point, you're seeing BlackRock and these big corporations, right? They're not far away from getting into the mining game of Bitcoin, right? Or whether that's directly by buying out miners or whatever they're going to do. But eventually, you're going to see nation states doing it. You're already seeing it with El Salvador. I mean, they're putting an entire volcano worth of energy behind mining Bitcoin, so it's going to be free for them, energy wise. I interviewed a guy this morning that also there's a way that like they're taking the heat that comes off the miners, right? And they're running it through because it's liquid cooled miners. They're using this like whatever they do, submersion, and they're in the heat that's coming off of that. They're using to basically heat water. And in the UK or somewhere over there in Europe, they will pay you for heated water based off of how many units. So they've got a deal where they're getting electricity basically for 1 cent, and then they're actually selling this heated units for basically 1.2 cents. So they're actually profiting 0.2 cents of a 2 tenths of a penny to mine their Bitcoin. So everything is free as far as energy consumption. They're actually profiting from it already without actually mining any Bitcoin, which is bizarre to think about. So
everything changes when it comes out. Human intuition, not intuition, ingenuity is amazing. All right,
Dave, I got 3 minutes left. I got to wrap this up because I got another.
Me too. FlatEarthDave.com. Anyone that wants to have me on a show, have a conversation. If you think Flat Earth is stupid, have me on. Win the 3 Bitcoins. Let's have a conversation, because this is the key to our freedom. If we're on their game field, playing with their fake money, they are going to control you until you're willing to step off their board, step off onto the world that you were born in, step on, take your life back, take your power back, because it's really never been gone. You just may have forgotten about it or not realized it's there. God, man, government's trying to get on top of God, right?
Absolutely.
And so that's where we're at. FlatEarthDave.com. You can book me there. And if you know any shows that might be willing to have me on, help me get on other shows. Hey, what can I do to help this movement? Help me get on other shows. Help get other real Flat Earthers on shows. I don't care. Anyone that can get the message out to new people, that's what matters. Check out my website. If you don't get the app, there's the Mac version just came out. It'll be fully out by the end of this week. So that's the one that we're looking at here. The other one's on your phone. Check that out, and please subscribe, because the more people that subscribe, the more money I can put in, the more projects I can do, the faster I can get the open source ones out, and the faster we can change this over to take crypto. Yeah, take Bitcoin.
Well, Dave, greatly appreciate you, my friend, and I can't wait for that to happen. I just sent you links to all these cameras, so hopefully you'll send me that link to that video here.
Yes, I will.
I got you the camera, I got you the adapter and the cords. I got you everything that you need there.
All right.
So we greatly appreciate you, man. And when you get that in, and the best part about ordering this is, right, the hardest part about these cameras is setting them up the first time. But you're going to have the exact same one I do. So you're going to call me as soon as you get it in. I'm going to walk you through the settings. We're going to program it in so it saves automatically, and all you have to do is just turn it on. And I leave mine on 24/7. I never turn my cameras off. So they're constantly on. You can turn yours off if you want, but like these things will run for, it's been 4 years now. I've had this thing on literally every day for 24 hours a day. So they're great. This is the best camera for the best price that you can get. So as soon as you get it in, man, I want to help you hook it up, and we'll dial this bad boy in, man. You'll be looking like, I don't know, Back to the Future.
Looking as good as you.
Back to the Future, Dave.
Back
God
to the
bless
future.
you, Dave.
All right, man. Thanks. See ya. Thanks, Ryan.
Appreciate you, man. Later.